Hello, guys, and welcome to Football Fandom UK. How's it going? So we have a live show tonight to do a match watch along for the Premier League. Aston Villa v Leeds United should be hopefully a really good game. This because both of these teams are um, competitive as well as obviously ambitious. Um, And obviously, as you guys, I'm sure, are well aware, whenever the teams compete against each other that are not at the top, it tends to be a better game, doesn't it? It tends to be a bit more interesting, a bit more competitive, a bit less one-sided. So let's hope tonight we have an absolute cracking game. Um, so yeah, if you're just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button, drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. Um, just waiting for the teams to line up. And yeah, we'll share the team news to you guys as well. Just bear with me a second. There we go. So there you go, guys. You can see the team news now. Sorry for the slight delay there. There we go. So you guys should be able to see the team news there. As we can see, looks like Aston Villa going with a 4-4-2, and Leeds going with four at the back, two defensive midfield, three attacking midfielders, and a striker, which is considered to be a 4-5-1. But you could also argue it's also you could also argue that it's 4-2-3-1. It depends which way you look at it, but to me that looks looks like Leeds have got kind of looking for the anchor position with the two deeper sitting midfield players to help shore up their defence. Whether it works out like that, only time will tell. We'll see as the game progresses, guys. But yeah, interesting lineup from the teams from both clubs. We're just doing the coin toss, so we'll see very shortly what how the game starts. But yeah, interesting to see that Leeds are going with the one striker, which is quite common for them. But a more ambitious attacking lineup for Aston Villa with the two strikers. And I know a lot of Jamaican fans will be watching this one to keep an eye on Leon Bailey. Obviously, he's very popular in Jamaica, and he's kind of one of their talisman players, if you like, guys. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you're just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button, drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. We're just seeing that Aston Villa are having a team huddle. So obviously, they look like they might be quite fired up for this one. It's normally the case when you see teams come out and do a bit of a team huddle that normally that is an indication that the team is well up for the game, and the whole team is wanting to get a positive result. So the game's just kicked off, guys, and a long ball down the field from Leeds results in a quite interesting tackle on this near side early on. So we have now have the ball gone out for a throw into Aston Villa. Throw in is taken, but immediately under pressure from Leeds, and it goes out for another throw in. So yeah, if you guys just join us, please do come and drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear your thoughts on this week's football. Obviously, I've only been able to cover some of it. We've been quite busy this week, but we will be covering some football this weekend, and hopefully catch up with some of the fan then regulars. So Leeds in possession on the far side now as they look to move the ball up the field. And they're definitely attacking with some intent down that far side. Speed definitely evident from both teams early on. And now we have a throw in on the far side for Leeds. Level with the edge of the box. And throw in's taken short. And we have an early corner here, just a minute and a half in, guys, and a corner to Leeds on the far side. Great atmosphere being created in the stadium by the Villa fans. I imagine there is a good percentage of Leeds fans there as well, contributing to that. Leeds always seem to have a great following when they travel. And the corner comes in, and it's cleared by Villa up the field, and now Villa on the counter-attack, straight down the middle of the field, ball out to the far side, into the box, shot comes in, and it's a goal! So we have an early goal for Villa, 2 minutes in, and it's Leon Bailey who has opened the scoring for Aston Villa. That's quite ironic, isn't it, guys? Considering I mentioned him at the top of the show. I'm sure there's a lot of Jamaican fans buzzing with that early goal from Leon Bailey. So yeah, we'll good start to the game with regards to a nice early goal to get things going. Leeds should have done the research on Leon Bailey. You just know he's gonna be a serious attacking threat on that side. Stevie, how's it going, mate? Stevie joining us. I was also doing the moderating in the background as usual. Great job Stevie does there for us to keep the chat positive and clean. Stevie saying, hi guys, I reckon Villa will win this one. Yeah, it's a good shout that, Stevie, to be fair, mate. Villa, obviously a home team. And Unai Emery is definitely going to start working his magic with these players at some point. We've seen what he's capable of. It's took him a bit of time to get his ideas across since he took over the job at Aston Villa, but you do expect at some point he is going to start to build some momentum with his team. We know what a quality manager he is. Although he did show when he was at Arsenal that he is not as knowledgeable about the Premier League, and that could be something he'd be looking to improve on while he's at Villa. But he's definitely a talented manager, no question about that. If you've seen what he's achieved in Europe with other clubs, I think just maybe take a bit more time for him to get used to the intensity of the Premier League. In fairness, because it's considerably different to continental football. So yeah, thanks for that, Stevie. Stevie also saying that was quick. Yeah, it was a quick goal. 2 minutes in. And already Leeds 1-0 behind, but I expect Leeds will make give a good account of themselves in this one, and will create some attacking momentum themselves. And they are on the ball right now into the box as they steal possession of Villa, but a bit of a scruffy pass into the box, and it's cleared by Villa up the field. And now we've got a Villa player down on this near side with what looks to be possibly a shoulder injury or something. Yeah, I think he's fell awkwardly on his right hand side, and looks like his shoulder might took the brunt of that. And although looks like he might have actually just seen the replay, might have taken a knee to the face as the challenge was made. So hopefully he's going to be all right. Hopefully that's not too serious. But yeah, thanks, Stevie. Lionel Thompson, how's it going, Lionel? Great to have you in the chat, mate. Always a pleasure to see you. Hi, guys, how's it going? Happy to be able to get on the stream. Excited for tomorrow when Derby travel to Cheltenham. been a while. Can't wait to return to the league action. Yeah, it should be. You guys, I think will. As I saw when you played Bolton, I thought you guys played really well in that one, and it's going to be an interesting second half to the season for you guys, because I think the momentum is starting to build at Derby, and the manager's definitely got getting the best out of what he's got available to him. And hopefully that sees you guys achieve something by the end of the season. But a lot of games to go yet, mate. A lot of games to go yet. But Cheltenham won't be an easy game, obviously, at their own place. But I would expect that you guys, from what I saw when you played Bolton, I expect you guys will probably have a little bit too much for Cheltenham. When you play them, I mean, they're going to give a good account of themselves, obviously playing at their own ground, so it's not going to be an easy game. But I would expect Derby to come out on top in that one, or at least get a draw. But we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, absolutely, mate. To be fair, I'm not too bothered. I don't mind the interruptions in the league with cup football. I really, really do like cup football. I was actually disappointed that I couldn't stream on. I think it was Tuesday, a Tuesday night. I think it was. We had two cups going on. We had the EFL Trophy and also the EFL Cup both being played. So I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't live stream those games. But unfortunately, sometimes work will just not allow it. My work commitments just will not allow it. And that happened to be just one of those evenings that it just didn't work for me. But yeah, I don't mind, like I said, mate, I don't mind the interruptions for cup football. I don't like the interruptions in the season for the international games, but I don't mind it when it's cup football, because I really, really do like the cup competitions. I think they bring a different twist. And also, it's a great opportunity for a lot of clubs to achieve something in the cups. Unfortunately, they don't, because a lot of teams look at it as a bit of an interference in the regular league fixtures. So hopefully, like I say, the interruption in the league hasn't had too much of a negative effect on too many teams. We're just 8 minutes in, guys, and we've just got a stoppage at the minute because the player that took fell funny is still down on the pitch, receiving medical attention. It looks like it might not be a quick fix injury, so to speak, and it's looking like Aston Villa looking to make a substitution. So let's hope that it's not too serious on the player, but he must be in some pain because, like I say, he wasn't rushing to get up, and it definitely looks like some kind of shoulder injury with the way he's holding his shoulder, and the medical team specifically looking to. It might be a dislocated shoulder or something like that. Let's hope he makes a speedy recovery, but it does look like he's not going to be able to see out the rest of the game. Disappointing for Aston Villa. But like I say, I'm sure you guys join me in wishing him a speedy recovery. So I'm just trying to work out. So it's Digna who's gone off with the injury, and Marino coming on to replace him. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing all the names, players' names brilliantly, but as I've said a few times, guys, just can't remember absolutely every player at every club. So sometimes if a player's not familiar to me, I might not get his name pronounced correctly. Lionel is saying, all right, already knew things would change at Villa after they appointed Unai Emery. Yeah, to be fair, mate, I expect him to... it's going to take him a little bit of time to get his feet under the table and get his ideas across to the players. But I think, in fairness, I think we're going to see the best of him at Villa next season. I think that's when we'll see him really shine with this team once he's had a bit of time to get his ideas across, like I say. And obviously, also, he will probably be looking to sign a few players in the transfer window to give the team his own identity, so to speak. So we'll see how that plans out. But yeah, I expect this season just to be more of a kind of getting to know his players, the players getting to know him, and like I said, I think we'll see the best of him next season with Villa. But we will see. We'll see how it turns out. Lionel Thompson also saying we're doing superb at the moment. I reckon we could go on a late title push, although we can definitely get automatic if we can continue on the road we're going on. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, mate, I was impressed with you guys when you came to Bolton. You gave a really good account of yourself. Didn't make life easy for Bolton, and like I say, it was a pretty evenly matched game. So yeah, I would definitely expect you guys to be up there chasing for promotion in some way, whether it's automatic promotion or whether it's through the playoffs. But quick question for you, Lionel, if you're still there, mate. Would you actually like to go up this season? Would you obviously? The reason I say that is financially. Would it not be better to just spend one more season in League One to give the manager time to strengthen the team more, ready for Championship? Because obviously, if you go up as it is now after the difficulties at the club, it could be a tough ask to stay in the Championship next season because, as we know, the Championship is extremely competitive. And a club like Derby that's gone through the challenging times they have recently, I just feel that you guys might not quite have a strong enough squad to survive in the Championship right now. But give it another year once you've had a couple more transfer windows and been able to improve the team, then I would suggest that then you would be in a brilliant position to make a real challenge on the Championship, but only time would tell. But I'd love to know your thoughts on that, mate. Do you think one more season in League One would be helpful in that regard to give the manager time to just strengthen the team a little bit more to be able to be in a stronger position to mount a serious challenge on the Championship? Just simply, like I say, because you've had the same, you guys have had the similar problem that Bolton had when they went into administration, where lost a lot of top quality players. And basically, once the club was saved, it was a rebuild of the whole team pretty much. I don't know how bad you was left with players, but I know in Bolton's case, when they went into administration, by the time everything was sorted out and the new owners came in, they were left with only 5 first-team players, and 2 of those were goalkeepers. So it was a complete rebuild, and like I say, it normally takes 2 or 3 seasons to rebuild a team when it's depleted that badly. But I don't know how badly your team was actually depleted in the administration period that you had. So yeah, if you'd still there, Lionel, let us know your thoughts. Just to let you guys know, at Leeds with the momentum at the minute, they've got Aston Villa pegged back and deep in their own half, and they've just had a shot on goal, but there's claims for a handball, and it's gone out on the far side for a throw-in to Leeds. Yep, so far Aston Villa struggling to get out of their own half of the pitch right now. This thing always does this, doesn't it, early on with this player's stats? It always refreshes quite quickly when you've opened it. So just a bit of a... Got another claim on the far side for a foul. And I think the referee's blown and given it. Yeah, what is he thinking there? Leeds player all over Watkins, the Aston Villa player, literally climbing on his back there. So I'm not sure what that's all about. You're never going to get away with that right under the nose of a referee. So free kick for Villa. We'll come to the comments in a second, guys. So please do keep your comments coming. Villa with take the free kick, and they take it short and pass back into midway into their own half of the pitch, and switch the ball out to this near side and come under pressure from Leeds, and now it's gone out for another throw-in on this near side to Villa. So Lionel is saying, I've enjoyed I've enjoyed the FA Cup football, especially now Derby are in around four, in around, I think that's meant to say round four, because the last two seasons um, we've crashed out in round three. Yeah, it's always difficult in the cup. I think a lot of it depends on how the manager and the team approach it, mate. If the manager's prepared to put out a strong team, then I think you always give yourself a good chance to progress in it. But as we see, a lot of managers that just don't want to get drawn into the FA Cup or the League Cup because them their job a lot of the time is more judged on their on what they do in the league. So a lot of managers are prepared to sacrifice the League Cup or the FA Cup to basically put all their eggs in one basket, so to speak, and focus on the league. Leeds in possession down this near side, under pressure, but they managed to squeeze it through and across into the box. Oh, and that was a good effort from Leeds, but Aston Villa with some great defending, getting back to close the space, and it's gone out behind for a for a corner on this near side, but some really good defending there from Villa. They almost conceded a goal there. If it was almost an open net, or no, at least without the goalkeeper, with the goalkeeper to beat. But luckily, Aston Villa getting men back from their point of view to clear their lines and clear the danger, so to speak. Now Villa on the attack after the corner was taken and cleared, and Villa on the attack now down this near side. It's quite a frantic game so far, guys, fast and furious, and that is what we like to see. Villa breaking into the middle of the park now as they switch the ball out to that far side. Still coming under pressure from Leeds. Leeds definitely not here to just make up the numbers. They're pressing in from the front in numbers, and like I say, they're showing their intent to come and compete at Villa Park. Yeah, like I say, Lionel, I think, like I said, I think the cup is it's disappointing from my point of view when managers do not give the cups the respect they deserve, because I appreciate that managers' jobs are on the line with the league format, but clubs should be remembering that the cups are important to fans. It might not be important to the club, it might not be important to the manager, but it's very important to fans, because as football fans, what do we support our teams for? We support them because we want them to win, and we want them to add silverware to the trophy cabinet. So for me, it never sits well when I see that managers disrespect the competition, whether it's the League Cup, the FA Cup, whatever cup competition it is. They should always be mindful that fans want to see success, and only in the league, there's only so many. There's only one team that can win it out of 20 or 24 teams. So obviously, that potentially means that other clubs probably potentially got a better opportunity to bring silverware back to the club via the cup competitions. But like I say, I think sometimes the clubs kind of forget how important it is to fans to compete in the cup competitions. So we've got a throw in on the far side, deep in Aston Villa's half for Aston Villa, and it's thrown up the field, and now Leeds picking up possession under pressure from Villa, and now Villa get the possession back, and a long ball up the field, and it's cleared back down the other end of the field. It's really, like I said, guys, really end-to-end at the minute with this one, which is what we want to see. Lionel Thompson, cup competitions are great to guys, especially for our lower league clubs, can get some good cash in the bank the further we go. Absolutely, mate. And a lot of clubs desperately, especially in the lower leagues, desperately in need of that extra revenue with how difficult it is to generate income in the lower leagues. And as we know, guys, the football authorities don't exactly help making it fair for money to filter down into the lower leagues. So the lower league clubs really, really value the cup competitions to try and generate some extra revenue if they can get a decent draw And as I've said the other day, for me, I'm really frustrated that the FA felt the need to scrap the replays, because that was such an it was such a good way for the lower league clubs to generate more revenue, trying to play for a replay sometimes, to just get that extra income. And I think it's just a disgrace that the football authorities don't consider that. But instead, they've chose to take sides with the big, rich clubs to prioritise what's important to them, i.e., competing in Europe, and they scrap the replays, which is, like I say, for me, it's a disgrace. Lionel also saying, I don't really want to spend another season in League One after this season, guys. To be fair, because our squad can compete for Championship playoffs mid-table. Well, fair enough. Yeah, obviously you would know better than me, mate. You watch Derby, obviously quite regular, being a Derby fan, so you watch Derby a lot more than I would. But I know, I'm just looking at it from my own point of view. A lot of people ask me when Bolton have been in a position last season to get promoted, and for me, oh, it's a free kick taken for Leeds here, and now we've got a problem with injury behind. With players coming together, it looks like the goalkeeper might have took a serious knock there. It was taken quick, the corner, the free kick, and literally shot to one of the players in the wall. And the Leeds players tried to get in behind the wall to make a shot on goal, and he's under pressure from one of the Villa players, and he's ended up clattering right into the goalkeeper. So let's hope both the players are okay, particularly the goalkeeper, because as we know, guys, goalkeepers chucking themselves to the ground when feet a bit flying about, put themselves in a really tough position sometimes to get the brunt end of injuries. And it's nice to see that the Leeds player just come over to the Aston Villa keeper and shook his hand to show that there was no malice intended in that challenge. That's always nice to see. Proper professionalism there. But yeah, absolutely, Lionel. If you think that, mate, you're entitled. Like I say, when I was asked the same question last year about Bolton, I did actually say to fans, and I was arguing with quite a few Bolton fans as well about it, that I thought that it would be better for Bolton to spend just one more season in the League One, just because, like I say, we ended up with such a depleted squad when we had the administration problems. It has took 2-3 seasons for the manager to actually get that team competing again and build a strong enough team to be competing. So I think now we're in a great position to get promoted and potentially compete in the Championship. But yeah, I was just looking at it from the same point of view. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how many senior players you guys were left with after administration, but I'm presuming you did lose a percentage of your first team players with the administration problems. But like I said, I don't know exactly how much it depleted your team, mate. And now we've got a few other injuries. Question mark. Just on the outside of the Villa box, which just gives you an indication of the pressure that Leeds are putting on Villa. And a couple of players claiming injuries. And now we have a free kick to Leeds, about 30 yards out, maybe 15 yards from the edge of the pitch on this near side. So that should give you a rough idea of the angle of the shot, the free kick angle, sorry. Guys, if you're just joining us, please do drop your comments in. We'll come back to the comments in a minute. Free kick taken. Oh, and it's a wasted opportunity. It goes over everybody and goes behind for a goal kick. Bit of a wasted effort that for Leeds. But yeah, that's fair enough, Lionel. Like I say, mate, you know Villa better. You know Derby's squad situation better than me. Like I say, I was just explaining to you why I sometimes think that clubs been in administration. It could sometimes work better to just concentrate on rebuilding the team before actually pushing for promotion. Lionel also saying, because I don't really want Derby turning into what Sunderland was before this season. Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. But I think Sunderland is a fantastic club, mate. They're just. I think give it a bit more time, and they'll get back to their best. They'll be back up there competing. Um, and I think that the Sunderland fans will not tolerate the way that their club has been treated recently. And I've already heard of some fan protests going up there. But yeah, Sunderland, like I say, kind of. I've said this before. They're a bit of a sleeping giant. There's a few clubs down in League One that are a sleeping giant, so to speak. But League One, in fairness, is a good league, a great league for clubs that have ambitions to be in the Premier League or have been in the Premier League when they've been mistreated by owners. It's a great league for those clubs to rebalance, refocus, and go again. And like I say, for me, sometimes uh, it's uh, uh, it's good for lower league clubs to clubs in League One. Sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted because I'm trying to keep my eye on the game here as well. It's good for clubs to go into League One and have that rebuild period that they need, because you wouldn't get that same opportunity to do that in the Championship, because it's just too competitive in the Championship. If you're trying to do a rebuild job in the Championship, the chances are you're going to end up in the relegation zone. So yeah. But like I say, each club is different. All depends on how the previous owners or ownerships have treated the club and how they leave the club when they put our clubs in these difficult positions. Um, so yeah, I'm going to get to focusing on the game in a minute. Let's just see, Lionel. Yeah, both Derby and Bolton. We were only left with only a few senior players, two of which of our players were injured at the time too. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. But like I say, I think you guys are in a great position to get back to somewhere near where you were before. It's patience, mate. It just takes a bit of time to get there. It takes a bit of um, thinking. But if you think your team is ready for the Championship, then fair enough. Me personally, like I say, I think when the club's been through the difficulties that your club has been, it sometimes might be just wiser to just be patient and accept a League One football for a season or two whilst it gives the manager time to rebuild the team. But obviously, like I say, you watch Derby regular, so you would know better than me if you think that Derby would be in a good position to compete. But it's only been one season you guys have been in League One. So personally, like I say, even though I don't know exactly the situation with your squad, I would think it would be a really tough ask for you guys to automatically get promoted back up and compete up there, because it would mean some serious transfer business to get a squad together that was capable of competing and strengthen the team that you've already got. But that's just my humble opinion, mate. Um, Lionel also saying on Premier League, do you think Everton might go down, Gaz? And how do you see them doing in the Championship if they do go down? Um, it's difficult to say whether they go down. You can never say not. Obviously, we'll have to see what business they do in in the January transfer window. But I think if Everton go down, I would expect them to be because of the size of the club and the um, the longevity that they've been in the Premier League, as well as the resources they have at their disposal. I would expect them to be like Newcastle and bounce straight back. Um, let's be honest, no disrespect to any of the Championship clubs, but I would consider that Everton um, are too good to go down. But if they didn't manage to get promoted, first time of asking, then that's when the problems could really start for Everton. Because if you can't get promoted back in the first season after dropping down in the Premier League, particularly a club like Everton that has been in the Premier League for such a long time, they would need to bounce back really quickly. Otherwise, they could find themselves stuck down there for a long time. Because, as you know, you can only afford to pay Premier League wages in the Championship if you get relegated for one season. After that, you've got to start reducing that wage bill to stay within the boundaries of the fit and proper financial thing that the FA have introduced in their infinite wisdom. So yeah, but with regards to whether they'll go down, I'm really hoping that Frank Lampard can get the team playing and firing on all cylinders, because I'm not enjoying seeing the scrutiny that he's coming under, because I want to see ex-players that have given a lot to the national team potentially do well in management. And I think that Frank Lampard made the big mistake leaving Derby, to be honest, mate, and going to Chelsea. I think that was a big mistake for his management career, but he's done it, and now he's got to live with it. And like I say, for me, he should have stayed at Derby and stuck it out there, because that was where he was going to find his feet. If I think he moved too soon. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. 30 minutes gone, guys, and it's still Villa 1, Leeds United 0. So Villa now in possession, deep in their own half. And Leeds with the high press, they've got definitely not sitting back. They're playing with a high line and a high press. And now we've got a challenge on this near side and a yellow card issued. I think it was Koch, Leeds player, that's been booked, I think. Yep. Yeah, it was a bit of a rash challenge, that. So Robin Koch, yellow carded for Leeds. If that's the way you pronounce it, like I say, not sure if that's the correct way to pronounce it, but that's how it reads. Final also saying, sorry about that comment, Gaz. Was meant to say round. Yeah, no worries. I kind of guessed that once I read the whole comment, mate. So the ball's gone out on the far side for a throwing, guys. Throwing to Villa on the far side, midway inside their own half. And the ball is passed back to the Villa keeper. But yeah, no worries, Lionel. Thanks for that, mate. Lionel also saying, I know there isn't much chance of Derby winning the FA Cup because of the massive teams in there, but I want to see us make the crying out loud, make me and the rest of the fans proud. Make me and the rest of the fans proud. Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. Like I say, I wouldn't say that you can't go far in the FA Cup. Never say that, mate. Anything can happen in a one-off game. It weren't so long ago that we were seeing Millwall reaching a cup final, and nobody gave them a sniff of getting to the cup final, and they managed to do it. Yeah, all right, they didn't win, but they managed to get all the way to the final. So you can never say never in the cup competitions. That's the beauty of the FA Cup, mate. And a one-off game, anything can happen, especially if. Oh no, sorry guys, a shot coming, an opportunity there for Leeds, but it's blocked by the Villa players and goes behind for. It goes behind for. I think that's a corner. Yep, so it's a corner to Leeds. But yeah, I would never say never in the cup, mate. Definitely not. It's that's why we love the cup. Any club can beat any club in a one-off game, and as we know, some of the more high-profile clubs don't always show enough respect to the lower league opposition, and that's when it can cost them. So corner coming in for Leeds on the far side. It's cleared as far as it's cleared. It's cleared as far as midway in the Aston Villa half, and Leeds knock it out on the far side for a throw-in to Villa to avoid being hit on the counter-attack. But yeah, like I said, never say never, mate. Never say never. Billy Random Clips, how's it going, Billy? Great to have you with us, mate. Billy's saying, hello, hope you're all doing well on this Friday night. Yes, I'm doing very well, thanks, mate. Sorry, this microphone always making me nose itchy. Um, yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Hopefully you are doing well, and let us know if you've got a score prediction for this one, and obviously let us know also who your team is playing this weekend, because obviously I've not had a chance to go over all the fixtures just yet. With being working all week, but I presume you guys will know which teams your club is playing this weekend. So feel free to drop it in the chat and remind me which team your club is playing against this weekend. And yeah, like I say, Billy, always great to see you in the chat, mate. Thank you very much for coming, getting involved. Corner taken for Leeds on the far side, and Bailey, Aston Villa managing to clear it up the field, and Leon Bailey isn't getting back to help the defence. And now it's on the far side of the pitch near the corner flag, and both teams scrapping it out there for possession. And it goes out for another throw-in to Leeds. 37 minutes gone, guys, and it's still 1-0 to Villa. Throw-in taken. Villa pick up the possession, and now the referee has blown for a foul to Villa. So, yeah, thanks for that, Billy. Lionel Thompson is saying, because if we don't go up on the first time of asking, we could be in League One for a good 4 or 5 years. Not necessarily, mate. Not necessarily. Like I say, I don't know. Obviously, fans look at it like that. Some fans. Me personally, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as get the team in order, use League One position to rebuild the team, get the team more competitive and improved, bring in a bit more quality, and then go again. That's the way I look at it, and that's the way I have looked at it. I get what you mean. It can be a bit worrying when it starts to drag on a bit, but I think you have to. I think as fans, sometimes we have to, you have to show a little bit of patience. You can't, managers need a little bit of time. You can't. If you're demanding, or if you're expecting to get instant success, or just because you're in the lower leagues, then that just puts the manager and the players under more pressure when they're in the. Let's be honest. You guys, as much as you're doing really well this season, you are still in the period of rebuilding after the previous owner left your club in all sorts of trouble. So you have to. This is just my personal opinion. I think you have to give the manager and the players time, and sometimes just expecting to bounce straight back at the first time of asking. When your club has gone through all that crazy turmoil and been treated with such disrespect by the previous owner, then you have to give the new owners time to get their ideas across, the manager time to get his ideas across, and also give the players time to gel and get to know each other, and then you start to see the best from your club, and see your club become stronger again and be in a position to march up the leagues. But yeah, I do understand you looking at it like that, but I personally don't particularly look at it well. I wouldn't look at it like I would look at it like that if we hadn't gone through all the administration problems. But when your club's gone through the administration problems because of bad owners and stuff like that, then I think you have to look at it a bit different. But yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, Lionel. I'm not saying I agree, mate, but I respect your opinion, even though it's not the same as mine. Lionel also saying, Peterborough are now in League One again this season, but they went up in the Championship to 2021 for the first time in 8 years. That's a bit random, mate. How did we jump from talking about Derby to Peterborough? No offence, that's a bit of a random one there. Sorry, guys, just wanted to try and give you a bit more updates on this game. 40 minutes gone, guys. Leeds definitely with the momentum since the goal. It's been a lot of possession for Leeds in the Aston Villa half. Villa are struggling to get out their own half, but as long as they have that one goal advantage, I don't think they'll complain too much. Although the Villa fans might start to get a little bit restless in the second half if they don't see the Villa players pushing up the field to create Leeds some problems. But yeah, sorry, Lionel. And like I say, confused me a bit there, mate, with Peterborough. Yeah, but Peterborough, a different situation, like I've just explained to you, Lionel. With your club, has just literally just come out of administration. So looking at Peterborough, it's not really as the same. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not really the right comparison. Yeah, they might have been down there for 8 years, but they've not just recently come out of administration and had owners that have tried to destroy their club like your club has done. I'm not saying Leeds on with an opportunity now in the box. Oh, some excellent defending there from Aston Villa. Leeds almost with an open goal there, and some last-minute defending from Aston Villa at the far post has just kept the ball out, and now we see another corner for Leeds. Like I say, the momentum really with Leeds at the minute, and Villa having to put in some last-ditch defending at times in this in this first half to keep Leeds at bay. So we'll have a corner on that far side, but yeah, absolutely fantastic defending there. The Leeds attacker straight into the box, managed to get round the keeper and get a shot on goal, but it was the last man that managed to keep it out for the defense from the defense of Aston Villa. And corner comes in, it's cleared out and back out on the far side, but Leeds still with the momentum as they look to try and create an angle to get across, but they lose the ball to Villa. Villa tried to clear it midway up the field, and it's Leeds back in possession as they continue to keep Villa pressed in their own half. And now Leeds move the ball out to that far side again, where their ball goes out again for another throw in. They're trying to use that far side to get something going, Leeds, but it looks so far like Aston Villa have identified that and are keeping things tight down that far side. So maybe Leeds, if Leeds want to have some success, they might want to switch to this near side to see if that probing this near side creates more problems for Villa. Scrappy tackling going on right in the middle of the park. It's exchanged several times between Leeds and Villa, and still being scrapped out right out to the edge of the pitch. And some serious competition going on between the two sets of players here as managers come getting involved because it's right in front of the technical area where that's just gone off. 44 minutes gone, so we're only a minute away from the end of the first half plus added on time. We're just seeing that one of the Leeds players going over to the referee, complaining about what happened on that far side. That was interesting. That was really fascinating. That guy's honest. The ball, the tackles that went in there in the middle of the park was immense. It literally 1 minute, 1 second it was Villa, then it was Leeds, then it was Villa, then it was Leeds, then it was Villa, then it was Leeds. I'm honest. That was amazing. How many times that ball changed hands. Right in the middle of the park on the far side, right in front of the dugouts. Now Leeds with the possession as they look to go again. The ball switched out to this near side. Cross comes in. Oh, and it's a beautiful shot. And it's saved by the keeper. And another deflection. And another shot comes in for Leeds. And it's blocked by the Villa defence. And a lot of fist pumping and chest pumping going on between the Villa defenders and the goalkeeper. They've really got the bit between the teeth in this one to try and keep Leeds out. But Leeds having none of it with their intention to keep Villa under pressure to try and find that equalising goal. So great effort from Leeds trying to create the attacking momentum, but also some fantastic defending from Villa. Corner comes in towards the near post and it's headed clear right up the other end of the field, and it now ends up with the Leeds goalkeeper who has come out of his technical area and now Leeds build again down this near side. Cross comes in, and it's another shot for Leeds. Oh, it's a goal! It's a goal for Leeds. It was coming, but I think it's been given offside. And, now one of the Leeds players going up to the linesman going, are you sure? So that's an interesting one, guys. But, oh, my God, that was a really tasty bit of play there. The cross came in from this near side, and one of the Leeds players has tried chesting it back to one of his teammates and fallen over. And his teammate took the shot, and it was a really good shot, but it was saved initially and ricocheted back out into the path of the player that ended up falling over, and it's right in his path, and he's managed to slot it into the near side, and VAR has ruled that goal offside. I don't know exactly why, because it did actually look from my position like it was onside, but VAR has ruled it offside. We've got 7 minutes added on time. It's still 1-0 Villa, but definitely the momentum at the moment with Leeds. But Aston Villa doing a really good job at keeping Leeds out so far in this first half. And now Leeds looking to build again down that far side. And a challenge comes in from a Villa player to knock it out for a throw-in. Guys, please do keep your comments coming, and we'll come to comments in a minute. But it's just too much going on in this game at the minute to break off. Another corner going, another throw-in taken, and it's cleared up the field towards the middle of the park, just in front of the dugouts, and Leeds with another throw-in there. And Leeds trying to steal a few yards there, but the referee's having none of it. Throw-in taken, and headed on by Villa, as Villa now look to get up the other end of the field for the first time in a while, and it's ended up on that far side. Danny Ings trying to create something there, but it's gone out for a throw-in. But it's really good game, this, guys. Really, one of the best games I've seen in the last week or so for competitiveness. Both teams hungry to get something out of this. Throwing is taken. It's just level with the Leeds goal box. Leeds clear it up the field, up to the middle of the park, and now Villa pick up possession and switch the play out to this near side. And there's plenty of space down this near side now with Ings on the ball, and Villa trying to get something going, but some good defending for Leeds. And the ball is out on this near side now for a throw-in to Villa. Villa now with the possession from the throw-in, and Leeds steal it back and now clear the ball up the field. But Villa pick up possession again, and it's gone out. It's actually gone out on this near side. So we have just a little bit of karma in the game, guys, to try and reply to some of your comments. So apologies for that, guys. I do want to keep you guys involved, but sometimes when it's a bit active like that, I want to keep you guys up to date with what's going on the pitch. Villa with the ball up the far side of the pitch, and it's gone out for another throw. And we're having a lot of throw-ins in this game. Thanks for that, Lionel. Appreciate your comment there, mate. Billy, Random Clips is saying Manchester Derby tomorrow. Very exciting. Absolutely. Manchester Derby tomorrow. And also we have a North London Derby as well, obviously with regards to Arsenal and Tottenham. That's a massive game in London. So, yeah, quite a few derbies going on. We had the derby last night as well with Chelsea and Fulham. That also a London derby. So a lot of derbies coming at us now, guys, which is an indication that the season's really starting to heat up, because I think some of these bigger profile games, the derbies and such, were switched by the the Premier League before the World Cup, because they I'm not saying there wasn't no big games played before the World Cup, but they definitely switched fixtures around to suit the World Cup. So Villa in possession with the goalkeeper at the minute, and Villa looking to just try and slow the game down now as we approach the half-time whistle. 50 minutes gone, guys, with 7 minutes added on. So we're 5 minutes into the added, or well, sorry, 6 minutes into the added on time because it's just coming to 51 now. So 1 minute remaining of the added on time, and it's still Villa 1, Leeds 0. Oh, and we've got a bit of coming together now. It's getting quite heated. Two Leeds, one of the Leeds and Villa players coming together there on that far side. Put your handbags away, lads. What's the matter with you? But yeah, a couple of the players there coming together, getting a bit frustrated and letting it show on the pitch. I'm not sure if the referee's going to do anything with regards to that. But yeah, Leeds player grabbing one of the Villa players and trying to sling him to one side there. I don't know what he was thinking there. Maybe it's just a bit of frustration coming from the Leeds players there because they have had a lot of momentum in this first half and not been able to capitalise on it with a goal. So maybe that frustration coming out a little bit there in one of the Leeds players. Oh, and a crunching tackle coming in there from a Leeds player on a Villa player. And Leeds now with the momentum and on the edge of the Villa box trying to get a crossing, but they've lost the ball. And now Villa looking to clear the ball up the field. But the possession ends up back with Leeds on the halfway line as they look to build again. But we're going to have the final whistle, the whistle go any moment now for the end of this first half. And Leeds now with a possession down that far side, but they've lost it to Villa, and the ball ends up with the goalkeeper. And now Villa bring the ball out and switch the play out to this near side as they look to move the ball up the field. I'm expecting the referee to blow this whistle any moment now. We've had their play added on time played, and Villa just trying to keep possession now to take the sting out of it. And there it goes, the whistle for the end of the first half. What a really competitive first half that was, and both teams really showing that they want something out of this. Both of them prepared to crunch into tackles and get right in the face of each other, and tempers getting frayed at times as well. So yeah, a very exciting second half to look forward to. So let's see if we can catch up with some of your comments, guys. Hear what you guys have got to say. If you're just joining us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. We are not a club channel. We are very much a fan channel, and we want you guys to feel a part of what we're trying to do. So please do get involved in the chat. Billy is saying Manchester. Yeah, sorry, I read that comment, didn't I? But yeah, absolutely. Thanks for mentioning that, Billy. You're spot on there, mate. It's going to be a cracking game that tomorrow. And like I say, should be also an interesting game as well with the North London derby being played as well. Lionel Thompson is saying that's true. Manchester derby and North London derby too, if I'm right. Yes, you're absolutely spot on there, Lionel. We should hopefully get some really cracking games this weekend. And this is looking like the Leeds and Aston Villa are prepared to kick the weekend off with a really scrappy game. And that's what we love to see as fans, with our players showing that real hunger and desire and commitment to get something out of the game. Joey, welcome to the chat, mate. Welcome to the show. Sorry it took you a while to get to your comment, mate. Just quite a lively game tonight, so I want to try and keep you guys as up to date as much as possible when we have a lively game. But Joey saying, evening all. How's it going, Joey? Welcome to the show, mate. Always a pleasure to see you. Hopefully you're doing good, mate. And thank you very much for coming, getting involved. Billy is saying, evening, Joey. Absolutely nice one, Billy. Always great to see you guys getting to be making the effort to talk amongst yourselves in the chat. Lionel Thompson saying, evening, Joey. Hope you're doing well on this Saturday. It's not Saturday, mate. It's Friday. It's Friday evening. But thank you very much, Lionel. Like I say, always great to see you guys making... Excuse me. Always great to see you guys making the effort to get to know each other and welcome each other into the chat as and when you come and join. So thank you very much for that, Billy and Lionel. Joey, giving the same consideration. Top man, Joey. Hi, Billy. How's things, mate? Um, sorry, Billy saying North London Derby is on Sunday. Well, Saturday, Sunday. It's this weekend, isn't it, mate? There's that many games coming out at the minute, mate. It's hard to keep track of exactly which days they're all coming. But thank you for correcting us with that, Billy. And absolutely. The point is, we've got some really cracking derbies, haven't we, this weekend, as well as some other interesting games as well in the lower leagues, not to mention. And then also, guys, we mustn't forget. We also have the Scottish Cup this weekend, the League Cup semi-finals. It's Celtic playing Kilmarnock tomorrow, and Rangers playing Aberdeen on Sunday. That's the semi-final stage of that competition. So that's also worth a mention to any Scottish fans that are in the chat. But yeah, absolutely, Billy. Thank you very much for that, mate. Like I say, some really tasty games coming at us this weekend. Billy Random Clips is saying, I'm going well, mate. Thanks for asking. Awesome. Joey also replying there to Lionel. Thank you for that, Joey. Top man. Like I say, always great to see you guys getting to know each other. Like I said, really do. That's a big part of the project, guys. It's not just about fandom. It's about creating that community aspect, and you guys getting to know each other and building good footy mates between yourselves, becoming good footy mates. You might support rival clubs, but that doesn't mean to say that you cannot get to know each other and become footy mates. Because, like I say, at the end of the day, guys, doesn't matter what club we all support. We're all football fans, and we're all part of the same football family. And that's what we intend to really push forward with on the Fanden project, about using that aspect of the fact that it's not just about club football, is it? It's also about fans of football coming together and just loving the game, just loving the football. That's what we love about. That's why we show such loyalty to our clubs, because we just love the game. So yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Yeah, and Joey also saying to Lionel there, defo some good footy games this weekend. Absolutely, mate. Can't wait for some of them. I'm quite interested to see how the Rangers Aberdeen game goes on Sunday, because I do have a little bit of a soft spot for Aberdeen. Although they do disappoint me every year when they go into Europe. So we'll see how they get on. I'd like to see them reach a cup final for once, because it's been a long time since that club has had some success. So nothing against Rangers. If they manage to get the win in that game, fair enough. But like I say, I would love to see Aberdeen do well in the Scottish Cup and reach the final. Lionel saying, replying to Billy, oh, that's Billy, mate. Exciting weekend ahead. Absolutely, guys. We've got some great games coming at us. Lionel Thompson also saying, delighted now. Joey can relax now, and we and have a relaxing weekend after a hard week. Absolutely, I'm sure that applies to a lot of you guys. Whether you've been in work, whether you've been in school, college, whatever it is, it's a long grind sometimes through these normal full weeks. And obviously, if you're a footy fan like we are, that's our reward at the end of the week. And like I say, hopefully this weekend we get a real treat of football. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Lionel. Really appreciate it, mate. Billy Random Clips is saying, if Man United beat Man City tomorrow, I think they're in a title fight. Yeah, that's a fair comment, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a tough ask. I know Man United have massively improved recently, and they've been getting better results. And things seem to have calmed down, don't they, since all the Ronaldo palaver. But yeah, I think it's still going to be a difficult ask for them to get a result against. Let's be honest, a very what's the word I'm looking for? A very established Man City team, which have, on their day, they are unbelievable. And obviously, they've also, I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but they've also ramped up the intensity in that one as well, guys, because one of the Man City players has come out and challenged his teammates, claiming that his teammates are not showing enough hunger. And that's quite an ironic statement to make just on the eve of a derby, isn't it, guys? Maybe he's trying to, get his teammates fired up so that they go out and do the business against United. Who knows? Only time will tell. We'll see that tomorrow. But yeah, absolutely, Lionel. It's going to be an interesting game that tomorrow, and could have a massive bearing on the top four towards the end of the season. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But thanks for that, Lionel. Appreciate that. Great comment, mate. Lionel also saying, yeah, Billy, mate, would love to see Arsenal win the league. Although I reckon it would be City again, which just be boring again. Yeah, absolutely. But like I say, for me, I've nothing against City, but I am looking to hopefully see them put more of their effort this season into the Champions League because that's a competition that they haven't won yet, and I'm sure they're eager. We know that they want to win it, and we've seen them win the League Cup back to back. In fact, they won it, I think, 3 times in a row. We've seen them win the league, the Premier League back to back, and we've also seen them win the FA Cup as well. So the real one that we want to see Man City go for now is the Champions League, and hopefully this season we see a different club win the Premier League and also some of the cup competitions. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to find. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find where I was up to with the comments. I seem to have lost it. I really. There we go. But yeah, thanks for that, Lionel, and you're spot on there, mate. It would be good to see a different club win the Premier League this season. And for me, I'm nothing against City. They're not my most favourite team, but I would like to see them really go for it this season in the Champions League because that's the club competition. If they want to rival the likes of Man United, Chelsea, and Liverpool, then you've got to get your hands on that European Cup, haven't you? I don't know if you guys agree, but for me, as a football fan, I think if they're going to truly rival the likes of their neighbours, Man United and Liverpool, as well as Chelsea, then you've got to get your hands on that Champions League trophy. And I have that same criticism towards Arsenal, so it's only fair that I give the same criticism towards Man City. That if you want to be classed as one of the big clubs in the English football up there, to be knocked off the perch, then you have to get your hands on that Champions League trophy. Sorry, Joey. Joey's say, sorry, John. I'm coming back to it, mate. Joe, where'd it go? Joey's saying, oh, come on, you stupid thing. Joey's saying, United have been doing better, but not sure if they can beat City. Absolutely, Joey. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was just saying. I think Man United definitely improving. And the manager definitely seems to have calmed things down since Ronaldo has gone, and he's getting the best out of the players. But like Joey is saying, it could be a little bit of a tough ask for him to get a result against City. But it's not impossible. We've seen him do it with a weaker team or with a team that's in disarray. So it's not impossible. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, maybe just a little bit of a tough ask, but I expect United are definitely going to compete against City tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Great comment, mate. Lionel is saying, don't really like any of the City, Liverpool, or United, to be fair. Don't really like any of City, Liverpool, or United, to be fair. So that's why just hopeful for a great game between United and City. Yeah, that's a fair comment, mate. Respect your honesty. That's a very fair comment, and like I say, I'm sure a lot of fans that will be watching it as a neutral will be hoping for an absolute cracker We'll have to see how it plays out. But yeah, that's a great comment, Lionel, and thank you very much for your honesty, mate. Always respect that. Billy Random Clips saying Lionel Thompson, I won't be a City, be City. I can see it's. Sorry, I'm not. Sorry, Billy, I'm not following your comment. Is that meant to be? It won't be City. I can see it. I'm sorry. I'm not following your comment there, Billy, very well. My apologies, mate. I'm not sure if you've missed a letter. It's easy done. I've done it. I'm always making type mistakes on social media. It's really frustrating when you're trying to interact in a chat and you can't type fast enough. And sometimes your phone or whatever it is that you're typing on corrects the word to what it is interpreting you're saying, and it's not always what you're meaning to say. But yeah, sorry, Billy. I'm not 100% sure what you're meaning by that, but I think you're meaning to saying it won't be City. I can see it. So yeah, I think that's what you meant to say, mate. But if that is what you meant to say, what are you meaning for the league? Are you meaning that you don't expect City to win the league, Billy? If you could just clarify that, if you're still there, mate, that would be awesome. Thank you. Lionel Thompson, I get where you coming from, Gaz, with what you're saying. It's sort of 50-50 with me, to be fair. Are we still talking about the Manchester derby there, Lionel, or are we going back to? Are you meaning with reference to what we was talking about earlier in the stream about derby and clubs dropping down into the Premier League? Sorry, down into lower league like League One because of the administration and bad owners. I'm thinking you might be meaning that, mate. So yeah, thanks for that. Lionel, I think, yeah, that's fair comment. 50-50, fair enough, mate. It's like I say, it's I'm taking that as you meaning that's towards what the debate we was talking about before about clubs dropping into League One. But yeah, that's a fair comment, Lionel, and can't argue with that, mate. Can't argue with that. Hopefully, if you think that Derby are strong enough for the Championship, then I wish you guys the best of luck. But me personally, I would say it might be wiser to be just a bit patient and maybe accept it. Like I say, if you get promoted, then awesome. But if you don't, then don't be too disappointed or disheartened, because, like I say, it's just an opportunity for the manager to have another season to improve and strengthen the squad and get more of his ideas across to the players and push harder next season. But if you guys can do it this season, then I wish you the best of luck. So thanks for that, Lionel. Lionel's also saying, I agree. He could have been one of the best managers in the world. He should have sticked with us. Oh right, sorry, I'm following you now. You meaning for Frank Lampard? Stick with us for a good few seasons. I'm so sad his management career already downfalling after only 2-3 seasons. Yeah, well, it's his own bad luck. Sorry, it's his own fault in it. These managers got big ambitions to manage at the top level, and I think sometimes we've just seen the same thing happen to Steven Gerrard. It's okay being ambitious, but sometimes you need to keep your ambitions in check relative to what your experience is. So, guys, just to let you know, the game has restarted. The second half is now underway. Villa in possession on the far side, and a foul. I think it's a foul, and Villa with a free kick deep inside their own half on the far side. But yeah, like I say, Lionel, let's hopefully it turns it round. But yeah, these managers, these younger managers, bring it on themselves when they trying to get into Premier League jobs before they've gathered enough experience. I was really disappointed with Steven Gerrard going to Villa, to be honest. I think he was doing really well, building experience up in Scotland. He'd had good experience at Liverpool with the youngsters as well. So I thought it was a really bad mistake for him to rush to move to the Premier League, because if you keep doing well, eventually a Premier League club will come back in for you. That's the reality. If you're a younger manager getting experience, then you can turn them down once. Another, because if you're still doing well and you keep doing well, eventually they'll come back, and it might be a better offer than the first offer you get. But like I say, unfortunately, everybody these days wants to be in the spotlight, and everybody wants to be at the top table. And sometimes, for me, maybe it's just because I'm older and a bit wiser. Sometimes it's better to postpone being at the top table, so you get more experience. And then when you do gather that experience, it can make sure that you stay at the top table. But that's just, like I say, my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but like I say, that's just my humble thoughts on the Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard progress so far as managers. But if you guys think differently, you're welcome to share your thoughts. Villa in possession now, just on the edge of the box for Leeds, and a ball comes into the box. Shot comes off, but it's blocked by Leeds, and now the ball is ricocheted back up the field to the halfway line, where Villa look to build again. And now Villa have lost the ball in a dangerous position on the far side. Now Leeds looking to hit Villa on the counter-attack. Can they take advantage of this with... oh, what a waste. So that was a good opportunity there for Leeds, because one of the Villa players in possession on the far side slipped on the ball under pressure, lost the ball to two on-running Leeds players. The Leeds players then got the ball and were able to run deep into the Aston Villa half, with Villa with only a limited number of players back to defend. But yeah, that was a good opportunity there for Leeds. And the slip, there's nothing they can do about the slip for Villa, guys. A slip could happen to any player, as we know. So corner coming in for Leeds on this near side. Corner is deep, and it's collected by the Villa goalkeeper. And now he looks to, he was looking, I think he was looking to get Villa on the move quickly there, but the Villa players didn't realise what he was thinking. So Villa in possession now, deep in their own half, as they look to build again down this far side, and they lose the ball to Leeds, and now Leeds pass it back to their defenders. But yeah, thanks for that, Lionel. Joey is saying it'd be so weird seeing Everton relegated. It would, mate. But I think Everton, let's be honest, and let's be well, in my honest opinion, anyway. I think Everton, I think they've got the tools and the players capable of getting promoted straight back up if they did go down. But they would need to come back. That'd be the problem. Could the players deal with that pressure where they would need to come straight back up at the first time of asking? Because if the longer they stay down there, the more it starts to impact the finances of the club, and then the club will be forced to start reducing the wage bill, and that means bringing in players that might not be of the same quality. So yeah, that's a great point, Joey. And like I said, we'll see how it plays out with Everton. Still a long way to go yet till the end of the season. So we've got a free kick on this near side, guys, for Villa. The referee just having a word with one of the Leeds players. But yeah, Villa with a free kick on this near side. And I don't know what I don't know what he's doing here. Right, he's finally took the free kick. And now Leeds back in possession. Leeds back in possession, and now they move the ball down this near side, but they're under pressure constantly from Villa. And now we've had another scrappy tackle with a push in the back to one of the Villa players. The referee's blown the whistle, and we will have another free kick to the Villa players. But yeah, absolutely, Joey. Like I say, I think there's still time in there, mate. Still plenty of time for Lampard to get change it. And I think, to be honest, if Villa, sorry, just let me break off again. Villa on the attack now into the box with a shot, and the goalkeeper saved it. But that was some really good opportunity there for Villa, and it played the opportunity played at real pace then as they looked to try and get in behind Leeds defence. And they did they actually catch Leeds at sixes and sevens there at the back, but a good save in the end from the goalkeeper. Well, should I say a comfortable save for the goalkeeper. But yeah, sorry, Joey. I was just going to say, I think to be honest, if Lampard doesn't manage to start turning it round in the next 5-6 games and get some points on the board, I think we will unfortunately see him get the sack and a new manager brought in because, as we see in the Premier League, guys, managers don't get a lot of time to make mistakes. Leeds in possession now on the edge of the Villa box, and a shot comes in, and a great save from the keeper there on the far post, and it's ricocheted out onto that far side, and Villa knock it out for a throw into Leeds. But Leeds looking to try and pick up where they left off in the first half, and now Leeds trying to make some space to get across him, but they've lost the possession to Villa deep inside Villa's half of the pitch. Leeds looking very dangerous every time they get forward. The question is, can Villa keep them at bay or potentially score another goal up the other end of the field to try and take the sting out of Leeds' tail, so to speak. Lionel's saying, yeah, Joey, mate, they've never been relegated in history. If they do get relegated, I think they'll be low mid-table in the Championship. I think they'll struggle. I'm not sure, mate. I don't know. Look at Newcastle when they've gone down. They've gone down looking really pitiful, shall we say, in the Premier League, and then they've gone down in the Championship and commanded it. They've absolutely dominated it. So I would expect a similar situation from Everton if they went down, but we'll have to see how that pans out. But yeah, for me, Everton is a great club, but it's a club that's massively underachieved for a number of years. Doesn't matter whether they haven't been relegated before. The fact of the matter is they haven't won nothing for a long time either. And they've been in the Premier League for a long time now, just being a mid-table team. And it's well overdue that they actually start competing for trophies if they stay in the Premier League, because it must be so frustrating as from an Everton fan point of view, just seeing your club always getting knocked out the cup competitions, not being able to do much in Europe when they've qualified for Europe, and consistently finishing mid-table and not really threatening to compete for anything. So yeah, if Everton go down, it might create a position for a club that might be a bit more ambitious. So you never know. But no disrespect to Everton, but for me, they've had plenty of time in the Premier League to achieve something and haven't really achieved nothing. And it would be sad to see them go down. But there's still plenty of games to be played yet, so we'll have to see what happens. Lionel Thompson saying, "Yeah, guys, meant make me and the rest of the fans proud. Sorry again, stupid auto correction. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. It's just one of them things. With the auto correction, it's really annoying. I know exactly how you feel, mate. It's even more frustrating if you see it sitting here and you want to try and keep up with the momentum of the chat where possible. Where are they up to? That arrow is really annoying, you know, guys. There we go. So Villa in possession at the minute, deep inside their own half. 55 minutes gone, still 1-0. Let's see if we can catch up with some of these comments. I'm trying, but I'm not seeming to catch up with many here. Joe is saying, think it would be depending on how many players they keep and finance. Yeah, like I said, Joe, I think the key thing is, as we saw with Newcastle, if you can get promoted in that first season, if you go down, then then you're okay. It's no big deal. It's still like being a Premier League club, really, isn't it? Because you get the parachute payments and all that. But it's if you can't get up in that first season, then that's when you start having to clubs have to start really reducing the wage bill so that they don't end up in all kind of financial trouble, as I think Joe is alluding to there with his comments. A cross comes in there for Leeds, and it's cleared at the near post, and it's gone out for I think it's a throw-in to Leeds on this near side. So yeah. But yeah, Leeds definitely pressing the Villa team deep into their own half again, as they did in the first half. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. I think you're right. I think it's all a case of absolutely how many players they managed to keep hold of. But it's that first season in it that's the key for any team going down that's been in the Premier League for a long time. Now Leeds on the attack again, but a block comes in and it ricochets back, and now Aston Villa clear the ball back up the field, headed on. Oh, sorry, guys. Headed on by a Leeds player, and now we've got a foul on the halfway line to Villa in the same area. We've had 3 fouls roughly in that area now, which is quite interesting, just showing that that's become a bit of a hot spot in the game. Now Villa take the free kick short and look to build again down this far side. But the shot, their attempts are blocked, and now Leeds pick up the possession and work the momentum back up the other end of the field and lose it again on the halfway line, right in front of that dugout. And now, these players are really trying to get digs in on each other and crunching tackles. There's some really both teams looking to kind of do some little not, shall we say, not too nice things to each other when the referee's not looking. So that's quite making the game quite tasty to watch. Sorry, Billy. Come on, it's slow to react. This when I'm pressing it. Billy saying, I reckon. Oh, come on. Billy saying, I reckon it will be 2-1 Villa. Yeah, that's a good shout, mate. It's certainly could be that. But like I said, the momentum, the majority of the efforts have been earlier up to now, I'd say, with Leeds. But now in the second half, we are seeing Villa trying to push up the field and create their own momentum. And now Leeds on the attack again with a ball right through the defensive Villa, but it was a bit too much pace on the ball. And now the Villa keeper picks it up and gets Villa on the move again. But yeah, good shout that, Billy. Thanks for that, mate. And I think that's a good count, potentially a good one for you. Definitely could still end up like that. We'd only need a goal apiece for it to finish that way. Billy's also saying we've got Crystal Palace this weekend. Oh, is that away or home? Because if it's at Palace, that's a tricky place to go and get a result. They're not easy to beat at home, Palace, are they? But like I say, I'm not sure. Is that home and away, or home or away, Billy? Hopefully it's at home, because if it's away, it's a very difficult, like I say, difficult ground to go and get a result. Leeds into the box now with a shot, and it's at the side netting and goes behind for a goal kick to Villa. But thanks for that, Billy. Billy also saying it wasn't great against Fulham. But I think we will win. They are not in great form, so we can take advantage of that. Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, I think a big key part in that fixture, mate, would be whether you're playing them home or away. Because, like I say, if it's their ground, yeah, they might not be playing very well at the minute, but sometimes it doesn't matter how a team's playing, does it? When they play at home, they can, especially when it's against a team that they're not expected to get a result against, like your club. They would, I would expect that Crystal Palace, whatever form they're in, might be irrelevant because it's to them, it's kind of a little bit like their a little bit like their cup final, in it, I suppose. To not a cup final as such, but you know what I mean. Playing Chelsea is always a big game for clubs in and around London, particularly the clubs that are not considered top table teams. So yeah, but thanks for that, Billy. Like I said, for me, big part of that, how you get on with that game, will be whether the game's home or away. I'll have to have a look at that, mate, later. But thank you very much for that, Billy. That's really appreciated, mate. Great comment. Lionel Thompson is saying, I know it seems like I'm expecting instant success, guys, because after a past live stream, I knew I had to give it a bit more time. I'll probably consider thinking it though again. No, mate. But like I say, mate, it's not a case of you expecting instant success. You're a football fan. You're a fan of your club. You hold your club in high regard. So obviously, as a football fan of your own club, it's understandable that you're going to want to see the best and think the best for your club. But I was just trying to point out that Derby fans, yes, they can have the ambition to get a quick response and return back to the Championship at the first time of asking. But if it doesn't happen, then just try and remember that, it's only been a season that you've been back down there. And plus all the troubles at the club, that's a lot for any manager to get the best out of a team with what's gone on at your club. So I was just pointing out, yes, totally understandable. You expect and Leeds with an opportunity now into the box. Oh, are we going to have a penalty here? Oh, no, the referee's not giving it. So Young for Aston Villa and Adams for Leeds with a coming together there in the box, both going for the same ball for respective reasons. Villa now with a shot, and it's it's Villa's. The keeper saved the initial shot, but the second, the ricochet from the shot was headed in by a Villa player, but the linesman has flagged for offside. But that happened so quickly, just literally right in line with the goal box. A shot came in from the Villa player on the counter attack, and the keeper saved the initial shot, but the ricochet fell right into the path of another player. And he managed to head it in, but like I say, the linesman has flagged for offside, and we're having a VAR check now to see if that is the case. It happened that quickly, guys. It was difficult to say. It might actually be onside. That could be onside. Could be onside. We'll have to see. We're just waiting for the VAR check. And the goal stands. So Villa take a 2-0 lead. A goal stands. A little bit unlucky that from the goalkeeper's point of view, because he did save the initial the initial shot. But like I say, he didn't manage to gather it because it came at pace. And the on-running Villa player has managed to head it in just out of reach of the keeper. And the goal stands. So it's 2-0 Villa. So it looks like Billy is in a great position for getting his score prediction correct. For Billy to only get his score predictions correct, we only need one goal from the Leeds players. Sorry. So back to what Lionel was saying. Past in the live stream, I knew, but yeah, like I say, mate, I was just pointing out that just let's hope that the Derby fans are realistic and show their experience and football knowledge, that they realise that if you do get promoted, yes, it would be awesome, but it might not be not be as quite as straightforward as that. And if it isn't, I would like to think that the Derby fans would be understanding that it was always going to be a tough ask for the manager to get the best out of the players enough to get promoted at the first time of asking after everything that's happened. But yeah, thanks for that, Lionel. Lionel saying, I respect yours too, Gaz. I get where you're coming from. Might have to give it more rethinking. And yes, I do know the Peterborough Peterborough one is a bit of a random one, laugh out loud. Yeah, no worries. I can only just fair enough, mate. It's understandable. You're looking for comparisons. We all do it sometimes for various different football reasons, looking for other comparisons. But in that instance, I'm not sort of sure if it's the best of comparisons, simply because you guys have, like I say, with the administration and all that kind of stuff, it makes a different ask, a different, whole different situation. Sorry. Um, Lionel also saying, just trying to give some examples on. Oh, this arrow is really bugging me tonight. Examples on what I hope doesn't happen with Derby. No, like I say, mate, that is totally fair enough. Like I say, um, I understand, mate. I understand, and it's if you get promoted, like I say, I'm just repeating myself now with the same stuff. If you get promoted, it's a great achievement, and hopefully, you guys have got enough to stay in the in the Championship. But like I said, as I've said a number of times now, if you don't manage to get promoted, don't look at it as the end of the world. There's still just give the manager another season to do a bit more business in the transfer window and strengthen the team to go again. And I think with another season, you guys would be in a lot stronger position. But we'll see what happens. Thanks for that, mate. Lionel's also saying, yeah, true, Gaz, Kane, just trying to make it makes more sense if you're struggling to know where I'm coming from. No, absolutely not struggling to know where you're coming from, mate. We've been talking about it for quite a lot of the stream, so I know exactly where you're coming from. Throwing on this near side to Derby, and sorry to see that's Derby. Sorry to Villa. Sorry, guys. Apologies. I'm distracting my thinking. Just coming up to just gone 67 minutes gone. 2-0 Villa, and Ashley Young with a throw in for Villa on this near side, very close to the corner flag. Throw-in taken, and Villa with another shot on goal, and it goes well wide of the post. But yeah, Lionel, like I say, mate, absolutely no problem. I think I've covered everything I can cover now with regards to the debate around Derby. But thank you very much for that, Lionel, and no worries, mate. And like I say, if you're correct and you guys get promoted, then I will wish you guys the absolute best, and hopefully you can stay up. Aaron Hart, how's it going, Aaron? Welcome to the chat, mate. Always a pleasure to see you. Great to see you back involved. I know you've had some of Aaron's been a bit distracted with some personal problems the last few weeks, so I hope everything is okay with you, mate. And great to see you. Aaron saying, hi, Gaz, mate. How are you doing? Apologies for being late. No need to apologize, Aaron. As I've said many times, mate. Always appreciate you coming getting involved. Any of you guys come and get involved, and I respect that you guys have other things going on in your life, which means that you can't always be in every minute of every stream. So yeah, absolutely no need to apologise. But thank you anyway, Aaron. Appreciate the gesture, mate. And like I say, totally respect and understand that you guys will not always be available because of things you have going on personally. So thanks for that, Aaron. And like I say, mate, great to see you again. And hopefully everything with you is good. Another opportunity there for Leeds, but it's ricochets back out. Oh, sorry, guys, we just lost it for a minute. Um, hey, bear with me a second, guys. Oh, as usual, we can't get through a stream without having the technical gremlins, can we, guys? Sorry, just bear with me a second. Just Lionel's hello, Lionel saying hello, Aaron. How's it going, mate? Hope you're well. Haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, like I say, you wouldn't have seen him for a while, mate, because he's been busy with personal stuff going on, and that's understandable. Like I say, you guys have all got stuff going on in your own lives, which is totally understandable. Sometimes might mean that you can't always um, get involved. We're finally there. We go. So we got a throw in for Leeds, guys. On this near side, a long throw in deep into the box, and it's headed behind for a corner. I think it's yeah. Sorry, I wasn't sure if it just took a little deflection there off a Leeds player, but yeah, headed behind for a corner to Leeds on this near side. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Lionel. Absolutely top man. Appreciate you guys making the effort to welcome each other when you drop in the chat. Always nice to see. Lionel's saying Chelsea beating Fulham for the first time in 17 years. I didn't realise it had been that long. Is it seriously that long? Villa now on the looking to it. Leeds on the counter attack down this far side, but we got a coming together of players again. So Leon Bailey there looking to break for Aston Villa, but he was surrounded by two Leeds defenders all the way, and they managed to get the possession back from him and stop the momentum. But that was if he'd have managed to keep that going, then he was going to be right in behind with no threat coming apart from the goalkeeper to get past. But yeah. But yeah, Lionel, thanks for that, mate. I'll actually look that up later if I get a chance. I didn't realise it had been that long. But yeah, that's an interesting stat. And another opportunity for Leeds. And great opportunity that for Leeds. Leeds attacker coming in from this near side and looking to break into the box to get a shot off, but he just happened to run into a whole flock, shall we say, of Villa players who just literally boxed him in with nowhere to go. Corner comes in for Leeds, and it's headed back away from goal, back towards the corner flag. Another cross comes in, and it's headed clear by Villa up the pitch. And now Leeds pick up possession and pass the ball back to their own keeper. The keeper with a long ball down the field to the far side, and it's headed on by a Leeds player straight into the path of Villa players. So Villa in possession deep inside their own half as they look to try and get down this side. But now they've lost it again to Leeds. And now Leeds with a cross into the box, and it's blocked, and it's gone out behind for a goal kick. But yeah, thanks for that, Lionel. That's an interesting stat, that, mate. And I'll be honest, I didn't actually realise it been that long. Is that I take it that's at home, at Fulham's Craven Cottage, I'm presuming. Aaron is saying, hello, Lionel, been good, mate. Very busy, nice to see you. How have you been? Absolutely top man, Aaron. Thanks for that. Like I say, always a pleasure to see you guys talking and getting to know each other in the chat, as well as the positive welcomes you guys show each other as and when you join. Come on. Sorry guys, I'm just getting frustrated with the delays here on the as I'm pressing your comments. There's a bit of a delay on it, so it's a bit frustrating. Leeds in possession now on the halfway line, but lose it to Villa, and now Villa regain possession midway inside their own half, and they now look to move up the field. As they move the ball out to the far side, they're still on the halfway line, but now they've got a free kick. Lionel Thompson is saying, "I've been okay, thanks for asking." Top man, thanks for that, mate. Kieran Williams is saying, "Hi guys, you streaming the big one tomorrow? Big one tomorrow. I'll be at Old Trafford for the Rashi show." Fair enough, mate. Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. But yeah, Kieran, I'm not sure, mate. I've got to go to what I'm self-employed, mate. I work for myself, so I've got to. I always have to work weekends a lot of the time. A lot of the time. I always try to get out and do my work early so I can have the rest of the day to do Fanden stuff. Because obviously, I hope in the future that I won't have to do two jobs. If Fanden is a success, hopefully I'll be able to at some point in the future do this as my full-time job, and that would be much better for me. Not trying to balance so many different things every week, but also very good for Fanden if that is the case, because it would mean I would be able to really push at the project with a lot more intensity. Which I say a lot more intensity. I feel like I'm living and breathing it at the minute because I'm literally on it every chance I get. You might not always see me streaming, but I'm always working on edits and replying to messages, and the list just goes on. There's always lots of work in the background with Fanden that you don't always see. But yeah, like I say, if I'm home early enough from work, I will try to stream it. But it's a dinner time kickoff, so it's going to be a tough ask. Whether I'll be able to get finished for that time, because like I say, unfortunately my main job has to take priority because that's what pays the bills. So yeah, but I will do my best. I just can't promise, but I will be streaming something tomorrow. It just all depends what time I get home from work. So yeah, but thanks for that, Kieran. But like I say, if any of you guys are going to games this weekend, just remember you can always get us a fan clip and share it to the Fanden community. You get credit for it. We mentioned that it's you that shared it. There is some fan clips I've just uploaded for this week. We've sent one by Kyle and also Keaton. Their clips have just recently gone on the channel, but it must be filmed in the shorts version. So in other words, with your phone upright, like how you can see my screen now. You will see one or two that have been put on the channel that are the opposite way round, but that is just to promote the idea, so that we could do it as a video instead of as well. Obviously, they're all videos, but you know what I mean. But yeah, if any of you guys are going to any games this weekend or in weeks ahead, feel free to get in touch with me if you want to share a fan clip. It can just all it has to be just a clip of your club's fans getting noisy and getting behind the team. We don't want you filming any footage of the game because we know that is copyright laws and all that kind of stuff. But there's no laws against you guys filming the fantastic support your fans of your club show. So you're always welcome to send me a short clip of the amazing support that your club's fans show to your team. If you want to, if you don't, that is perfectly fine. I'm just mentioning it that it is another way we're trying to get you guys involved in the Fandom project if you like that kind of thing. But yeah, thanks for that, Kieran. And like I say, mate, welcome to the show as well. Great to see you. And like I say, I would love to be home for the Manchester derby tomorrow if I can. But I'll be honest, I think it's a bit of a long shot because I have unfortunately got to do. I've got to work in the morning. And Leeds with the reply, guys. Sorry, Leeds have scored. Bamford with a goal for Leeds. 82 minutes gone. So it looks like Billy is bob on for his score prediction, unless we get another goal after this. But yeah, it's got. To be fair, I think that goal is what Leeds deserve, to be honest, because they have been trying, huffing and puffing and doing everything they can to try and create goal-scoring opportunities, and they've just not managed to do it. And maybe now they're having that little bit of success as the Villa players start to get tired. But yeah, I'm impressed with this lad for Leeds, to be honest. He's been so lively. I'm just trying to look for his shirt name. This is how players start to stand out at me when I see them put in a performance like this. I don't take notice of players' names too much generally because for me, a player, you get to know a player based on what you see on the pitch. If they're putting in the shift, then they're going to become known to you. And this young lad for Leeds who's playing on this left-hand side has been putting himself about, and he's looked so lively. He's fast, he's quick, and I'm wanting to know what he's called. I keep showing me camera angles of him, but I'm not seeing his shirt name at the back of his shirt, so I can see his name. But yeah, definitely been very impressive for Leeds with the amount of times he's broke into that box and tried to get something going for Leeds on this near side. I can see his shirt number is number 29, but I can't see his actual name. But hopefully I will get to identify him before the end of the game because, like I say, he's impressed me with the opportunities I've seen and how much he's tried to help Leeds going forward. And another crunching tackle on that far side right next to the dugout. And maybe a little bit of caution there from Villa. Oh, Villa with an attack forward and crunching tackle from the Leeds defence, and Villa lose the ball, and now Leeds back in possession. The referee is letting the game flow. I've got to give him credit for that tonight, guys. He is letting the game flow. There's been some quite tasty challenges going in this game, and the referee has resisted breaking up the game too much. Danny Ings with a beautiful shot there. Well, good idea anyway. From about 40 yards out, he's seen that the goalkeeper not quite on his line, and he's decided to take a shot from about 40 yards out. But it was just a little bit, the ball just not dipping enough to trouble the goalkeeper, and it goes over the top of the bar. But good thinking there from Danny Ings with regards to trying to catch the goalkeeper out there who was off his line. But yeah, thanks for that, Kieran. Aaron is saying, yeah, mate, big game for me. This weekend, Manchester derby, hoping Man United will win. Yeah, absolutely, mate. That's a massive game. I'm sure a lot of the fans will be watching that. Even neutral fans will be keeping an eye on that game tomorrow. It's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it, guys, that they keep playing them kind of games at dinner time on Saturdays, because it's really, from my point of view, it's very frustrating that the authorities insist on it being played at a dinner time. Why can't it be played on a Monday night, a game like that? It'd be much better. But they play it on a dinner time kickoff, and they do the same thing in Scotland with the Rangers Celtic game. always move to a dinner time kickoff. Um, and it's just wrong in it. They're just spoiling the beautiful game by moving these games to suit what suits the police, because that's the reality. If you're wondering why the derbies are always played at dinner time, it's the insistence of the police. It's the police that insist on it, because they don't want to deal with fans turning up to games drunk, basically. So they insist on dinner time kickoffs to reduce the problems that they'll have to deal with. Forget that they actually might be damaging the experience of the fan, and on the match day on such a big occasion. As long as the police are happy, that's all that matters, isn't it? But yeah, absolutely, Aaron, you're spot on. It's going to be a big game, mate, and I'm sure, like I said, a lot of fans are already talking about that one. I have to give credit to Charlton. To be fair, guys, they went to Old Trafford the other day. I just put that clip on from Keaton, the video clip, and they showed amazing support to their team when they went to Old Trafford the other day. Yes, they lost 3-0, but they still showed fantastic support getting behind their team. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. It's only a short clip, but it's on the channel. Lionel is saying, "Enjoy your day out, Kieran, mate. It's going to be superb." Absolutely, yeah. It would be a cracking game, that the derby game tomorrow. And like I say, hopefully United do give a good account of themselves. And let's hope that it's an end-to-end game and entertaining. Thanks for that, Lionel. Lionel also saying, "Oh yeah, Aaron, you're a United fan as well as a Dundee fan. All the best for tomorrow too. Not a fan really of United or City, but all the best, Aaron." Yep, I'm sure you're not, mate. But like I say, it's I'm sure you'll be watching it as a, or at least keeping an eye on it as a neutral to see how it goes. 88 minutes gone, guys, and possession currently with Villa keeper, who's just kicked a long ball up the field, and and now the Leeds goalkeeper's come out there to try and defend the ball, and he's got himself in all kinds of trouble there with a coming together with him and one of the Villa players. I'm not sure who it was, which Villa player it was, but yeah, both of. What was the keeper thinking there to come out that far? Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah. To be fair, he's got away with a little bit there. He got a yellow card, and as the commentator is saying on the telly, Gary Neville is saying it could have been a red. And now Leeds looking to attack with this young player. Oh, some tasty challenges going in this game, guys. It's unbelievable. Villa on the ball at the minute, just on the halfway line, and they switch the play out to that far side. Still coming under pressure from Leeds, who are just crunching in at every opportunity to tackle the Villa players in possession. And now Leeds have got it back as they look to get up the other end of the field. And a quick throw-in taken for Leeds, and Villa looking to get going again. And Leeds have now got the ball back. 6 minutes added on, guys. 2-1. If you're just joining us, please do hit that like button. Drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. We'll come back to the comments in a second. I just want to try and give you guys what's going on in this last few minutes, because as we saw in the first half, the last few minutes of the first half ended up quite tasty. So 6 minutes added on, guys, with just over 30 seconds into the 6 minutes added on time. Ball out on that far side, just in front of the good dugout for Leeds. Leeds with a quick throw, past to midway inside their own half, and now they move the ball out to this near side as they look to build the momentum again. And now a ball cuts straight through the Villa defence, but Bamford chasing after it, but not just too much pace on the ball, and it ends up in the goalkeeper's arms. for Villa. So yeah, we're just waiting for the goalkeeper to take the free kick. He's how is he not getting booked here? Yes, there we go. That's right. The referee has booked the goalkeeper, and rightly so. He's been stood there now for a best part of 40 seconds, maybe a minute, stalling, and he's still doing it now. He's still doing it. I've got no time for that. There's no need to do that. I get they want to win the thingy, but come on, these are professional players. They know just how much they can push the time wasting with a referee. And you know that as long as you've got a free kick in the last dying minutes, and your goalkeeper is stalling to take the goal kick, it's only going to end up one way when it becomes obvious that he's stalling. You can always tell when a goalkeeper is stalling to waste time, and it's such stupidity from from professional players because it's going to result in one thing, isn't it, guys? A yellow card. When you're that late in the game and the referee's going to see it as time wasted. Cross comes in from Villa, free kick, but it's gone out behind for a goal kick to Leeds. Not much doing there. Now Leeds with possession, looking to push up the field now as they switch the ball out to this near side. And a tackle comes in from Ashley Young. Ashley Young looks to be struggling here with a bit of a limp. I think that's from an earlier challenge in the game. But Leeds still keeping possession, and now looking. We got a free kick now for Leeds. Midway, it's just on this near side, about halfway between the touchline and the goal box. Why does it keep not showing me his shirt? That player, I want to know what he's called. But yeah, but halfway between the goal box and the touchline for Leeds. So this is going to be a cross into the box, you would expect. Can Leeds snatch an equaliser in the dying moments of the game? 93, just coming up to 94 minutes gone, guys. Free kick taken, cross comes in. And it's a good opportunity there for Leeds to slam it in the back of the net. But I'm just trying to see what exactly happened. I think it was Tyrone. Was it Mings there? Got a touch on the ball, I think. It's gone out for a corner. I think with the Villa player that I think it was Villa player Mings that just touched it on then, and corner comes in right into the melee of the players, and we've now got a player down injured. Is this genuine, or is this more time wasting? Yes, it's starting to look like more time wasting. But luckily he's got back to his feet quite quickly. But looks like some of his Villa teammates were encouraging him to stay down there. It's no time for that kind of stuff, guys. No time for that. Honest, this is not non-league or youth football. This is the top level football. Players should be more professional and not be looking to use tactics like that too much, because it's But then again, I suppose I'm being critical and I'm not taking into account of how much is riding and on these games sometimes, and the pressure these players get put under behind the scenes to grind out results. So I suppose I give them a little bit of leeway for that, but I just don't like to see time wasting, guys. But it's what do you call it? Sporting conduct in it for me. It's showing what's the word I'm looking for? Good sporting conduct, basically. That's what I'm getting at. And when any professional player tries to start wasting time to get an edge, it's not really very professional, in my opinion. But that's like I say, that's just my opinion. Balls up the other end of the field, taken from a throw in. Leeds now finally get the ball down, but then kick it long up the field, and it's cleared back down into the middle of the park from Villa. But now the ball has I think it fell. Is it Bamford? I think it's fell to. But now with the referee has got his flag up for an offside, and it looks like that might be the last opportunity for Leeds to grab the equaliser. We are now showing 96 and a half minutes, guys. So looking like it's a really good score prediction there from Billy. Goal, free kick taken by the Villa keeper. Long ball down the field, and it's out on that far side for a throw-in to Leeds. And yet again, another bit of argy-bargy, so to speak, between players. Leeds with a throw-in long up the field, headed on. And I think the opportunity's gone now. The referee's surely going to blow the whistle any moment. Leeds in possession. And there you go. There goes the full-time whistle, guys. I think, no, is it not? No, sorry, I just, the ball gone out on the far side. The manager's picked it up. And I think he thought prematurely that the game was finished. But no, the referee's still not blowing the whistle. And we're now on 97 and a half minutes gone, guys. So the referee allowing this to continue for a minute and a half over the time. And there you go, guys. There does go the full-time whistle, and it's finished. Aston Villa 2, Leeds United 1. And massive respect there to Billy for getting the score prediction right. Really enjoyable game to watch that, guys. Both teams hungry for the win and to try and get something out of it. Both teams going head-to-head and really giving everything. But I don't think either fans from either club could complain in this one. Both teams trying to give a good account of themselves. You kind of feel for Leeds a little bit because they seem to have the majority of the possession. So maybe they should have made a bit more of that. But as the old saying goes, guys, if you don't make the possession count in the game, then possession means absolutely nothing. And Leeds will probably walk away from this one feeling a little bit hard done by because they did give a good account of themselves. They just couldn't break Villa down at the key moments in the game. They managed to grab a consolation goal. They managed to grab a consolation goal, but it wasn't enough to find to get them the equaliser. And like I say, it's finished 2-1 to Aston Villa. But Leeds fans can be proud of their team, I think, in this one. They gave a good account of themselves, but they definitely need to look at doing some work on the training ground when they're with regards to putting the ball in the back of the net when they're getting large portions spells of possession like they just had. Because I thought both teams gave a little good account of themselves. At stages towards the end there, Villa looked a little bit nervous at times, but that's to be expected with such a slender lead against a team that was clearly here to play and wanted to try and get something out of the game themselves. To be fair, it's understandable because, like I see, Leeds never gave up in that one. Never gave up in that one, and they made sure that they was prepared to go toe-to-toe with Villa and let Villa know that right to the last knock-ins. So there you go, guys, 2-1. So let's see if we can catch up with some of these messages. If you're just joining us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. And like I say, I'll try and see if we can catch up with some of these comments now. Kieran Williams is saying, thanks, Lionel. Hope we get I hope we get the win. Cool, absolutely top to see you guys talking amongst yourself, as I keep saying. Lionel is saying, oh wait, sorry again, Gaz, getting my days mixed up. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. Easily done. Believe me, I do it plenty of times. One day at the minute seems to just blur into another for me with just being so constantly busy If I'm not busy working, I'm busy doing funding. Um, so yeah, absolutely no worries, Lionel. Thanks for that, mate. Lionel, Aaron is saying, thanks, Lionel, mate. Hope for a big result tomorrow. It will be a good game. Yeah, absolutely. It should be a cracker that the derby tomorrow. Lionel's saying it's going to be a big football weekend for two big games around all leagues. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like I said, there's some cracking games. The Manchester Derby tomorrow, the London Derby as well. I think that's on Sunday, in it. Also, big games in Scotland as well. And I'm sure I've not had a chance to look at all the fixtures for this weekend, but I'm sure there's some tasty games in the Championship and League One and Two as well. But I will have a look at that later once I finish the stream. Lionel Thompson also saying it's brilliant how we are all getting to know each other from live streams and fan den groups. Absolutely. Well said, Lionel. Like I say, obviously the Fan Den project is about talking football and debating stuff that matters to fans. But we also want, like I say, it's important part of the project that we try and create that positive fan community and hopefully help you guys feel a part of the project. And the best way to help you guys feel part of the Fan Den project is to create the good positive fan community around it. And we can only do that with great fans like you guys that make the effort to get involved and create that community. So thank you to all of you guys for that. But yeah, thanks, Lionel. That's a top statement, mate, and you're spot on. Lionel's also saying 100% Gaz, all fans coming together, loving football, uh, no matter rivals or not. It's great getting to know other fans too. Absolutely. Thanks for that, Lionel. Really appreciate the positivity, mate. And yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better. And like I say, yes, obviously, I'm very ambitious to make a success of the channel and Fanden as a whole. But as I keep saying, guys, Fanden is about fans. So I really want to try and also create the positive fan community for you guys to enjoy being a part of, and so that you also feel involved in the Fandom project as well. So thanks for that, mate. Aaron is saying, got an away tomorrow. Dundee United away at Hibernian. We need points, so hopefully we win. Yeah, that's going to be a tricky game for you guys, mate. But at least it's not too far to travel, because it's not. I know it is a little bit of traveling, but it's not. It's not a ridiculous travel length, is it, from Dundee to Edinburgh? Obviously, for you guys that are English, that are English fans of English clubs that might not know, Hibernian is an Edinburgh club, and Dundee it's not really close to Edinburgh, but it's not too far away from Edinburgh. So yeah, hopefully that will mean a nice short traveling distance for you to enjoy the game, because I know that and some of you guys have some amazing traveling distances, whether it's in Scotland or England, to travel. Just imagine if you're a Sunderland playing. I think Sunderland was it Sunderland, Sunderland v Swansea the other day. Oh, guys, imagine travelling for that one. Flipping heck. I thought it was bad when I travelled down south for a Bolton game once. But imagine that, Sunderland to Swansea. Oh, that is a killer of a journey for an away game for both sets of fans. But yeah, thanks for that, Aaron. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck. Hibs have been, I'm not sure, but I know last time I looked, I've not looked at the table for a while, but I know Hibs have been having a bit of a tough time this season. Things not clicking for them as they normally would do. And I think maybe that's a perfect opportunity for you guys to play them and maybe get a result. Because, like I say, when a team's struggling to get results, confidence is down. And let's hope that gives you guys the opportunity to get points. Because I think Hibs are safe, aren't they, mate? I think they're safe in the league, so there's no serious danger for them. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been a few weeks now since I looked at the Scottish Premiership. But I'm sure last time I looked, were they about mid-table or something like that. But obviously, Aaron's team, Dundee United, we're looking to get some more points on the board to try and secure their position in the league for this season. But yeah, um, Aaron also saying, I forgot it was Scottish League Cup of or Scottish Cup this weekend. Yeah, I think it's the League Cup in it. Rangers playing Aberdeen on Sunday, and also Celtic playing Kilmarnock, I think it is, if I remember rightly, tomorrow. And I'm going to try and do that game for Celtic Kilmarnock tomorrow if I can. So yeah, like I say, some going to be some interesting games right across the UK this weekend. Especially with the Scottish League Cup being played as well. So hopefully that's interesting as well. Lionel is saying, but yeah, thanks for that, Aaron. Lionel is saying, transfer news. Man United have officially completed the loan signing of Woot. I can't even pronounce his name, mate, to be honest. Waghorst, oh yeah, from Burnley, recalled him from his loan at Besiktas. Yeah, did you know that apparently, I don't know how true this is, but I only caught it in the newspaper yesterday, so I don't know. As we know, guys, we can't always trust what the media print, but apparently, check this out. Whether like I say, I'm not saying it's true, but this is what I read. Apparently, Man United have paid Besiktas £3 million to get that loan deal terminated so that they could sign him. That's crazy money, that, guys. If that is true, that is crazy money for a loan deal to get. Because not only have they got to pay the loan deal, they got to pay Besiktas £3 million to when they don't even own the player. I was always under the impression that the club could just call him back and refund whatever difference there is of the transfer fee for the loan player. So yeah, like I say, that was printed in the press. So I'm not sure how true it is. As we know, that the mainstream media like to use clickbait, so they might be exaggerating the details there. But that's what I read in one of the papers yesterday. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard the same about that. But yeah, that's an interesting one. And thank you very much for that, Lionel. Appreciate that, mate. It was coming, wasn't it? I'm shocked to see United doing loans like that, to be honest. Aaron is saying, not a bad signing, I reckon, Lionel. Yeah, to be honest, I'm shocked that United have not just signed him on a permanent deal, because that's what United normally do with players from clubs like Burnley, with no disrespect to Burnley. But yeah, we'll have to see how that one pans out. But yeah, it's quite interesting how it's come about with the details of that, isn't it, guys? So yeah, thanks for that, Aaron. We'll have to see how he fits, but apparently he's been doing okay over in Besiktas. Lionel's saying, agree, Aaron. Great move from Championship to Premier League. He's got great quality in him. He showed it in the World Cup too. Yeah, like I said, I've not watched loads of him, but I have seen odd games of him, and I also believe, like I said, I'm sure. I think it was on Talk Sport the other day. They were talking about. We're listening to Talk Sport the other day, and they were talking about it. And I'm sure they said he'd been giving a good account of himself over there in Turkey, in the Turkish league for Besiktas. So let's hope he comes back and does well for United. Joe is saying, yeah, I've not seen much of him playing, but heard good things about him. Yeah, I've only seen him play a couple of times, but obviously in the heat of the game, or in the heat of games, shall we say, it's always difficult to just keep your eye on just one player in it. So you normally take more notice of that when it's in the highlights at the end of a game and stuff like that. Unless a player plays out of their skin, like I say, it can be difficult in during match conditions to actually take notice of an actual one individual player. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Like I say, hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of him, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more focused eyes on his performance once he takes to the field for United. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Appreciated, mate. Lionel's saying he's a brilliant player on his day, just doesn't show it enough. Hopefully, shows it more at United. Well, we'll see, won't we, guys? Because, like I say, he's going to. Oh, hang on a minute. He's going to be. He's going to be Yeah, we can get rid of that, can't we? Actually. So yeah, sorry guys, we're going to get rid of that. So you can. There we go. We don't need that anymore. Yeah. So like I say, Lionel. Yeah, I think he'll. I think he'll get pushed a lot more by the training staff at United to improve, and they'll obviously they've got great facilities at United's training ground. So I'm sure we'll see if he's going to ever show his best and consistently. Then United's is a perfect club for him to do that. So only time will tell, mate. But we'll see how he returns to the UK and if United can get the best out of him. But it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on. Lionel's also saying, subject to United, wonder if they could end their trophy drought and win the Carabao Cup. Well, it's not too much of a trophy drought. You got to remember, they won trophies under Mourinho. They won the Europa League not so long ago. I know it's a few seasons back now, but it's not as long as a trophy drought as some clubs. It's been a long time since my club, Bolton, have won a trophy. And I'm sure some of you guys could make a claim for your club not winning trophies for quite a long time. So just because it's United, yes, they are a great club, but just because they're a big, great club doesn't mean that they've got the right to automatically win trophies. You have to earn it, don't you? And that's why so many other clubs, like my own, struggle to win trophies because there's so much competition for the few trophies that there is. But yeah, absolutely. Good point, Lionel. It will be interesting to see if United can get that monkey off their back, so to speak. Obviously, no pun intended. It's an old phrase if you've not heard it, but yeah, it's kind of like hog carrying it, if you've ever heard of that. Carrying the weight of pressure on your back as a club to win silverware. Kieran Williams is saying City winning Champions League behave. Laugh out loud. Well, I didn't say they was going to do it, mate. I didn't say. I just said it'd be nice to see them focused. Or that's what I meant to say if I didn't say it correctly. So yeah, fair enough, Kieran. What I'm meaning is it'd be nice to see City focus on trying to win that to give other clubs in the domestic league the chance to win the League Cup or the Premier League, whatever it is, because obviously the last few seasons City have wanted to compete and win the Champions League, and they've been focused so much domestically winning trophies that I think it's kind of impeded them a little bit to have more of a challenge on the Champions League. I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'd just like to see them put more focus on winning it, and maybe that might mean that they take a little bit of focus off winning the Premier League or the cup competitions and give other clubs the chance to win that. That's what I was meaning. So yeah, but absolutely, Kieran. It could be still a while yet before City finally figure out how they get that trophy or get their hands on that trophy. Time will tell. But for me, like I said, what I was getting at was be nice to see City focus on that so that it gives other clubs the chance to win some silverware domestically. But thanks for that, Kieran. Appreciated, mate. Lionel Thompson is saying not 100% sure, but I think he means it will be City. I think not 100% sure. Yes, 100% sure. Just trying to get a better understanding. Yeah, like I say, I was just as I've just explained, guys. I was just meaning that it'd be nice to see City concentrate on the Champions League more, so that it might give other UK clubs, English clubs, Welsh clubs, the chance to win either the League Cup or the FA Cup, or possibly for another team, as we're seeing this season, Arsenal up there at the top of the league, or possibly even Newcastle to win the Premier League. It's not impossible. We saw Leicester do it unexpectedly, so it's more than capable, more than possible that Newcastle could do it unexpectedly as well. We'll have to see. But yeah, thanks for that, Lionel and Kieran. Lionel also saying Newcastle and United both in the Carabao Cup semi-final. One of them has to end their trophy drought. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I know Man United fans are going to look at it like a trophy drought, but they're only looking at it as a trophy drought because their rival clubs like Liverpool and City have been winning trophies. So that's the only reason they're looking at it as a trophy drought. But look at Newcastle. They've had a trophy drought going on for, I don't even know how long since they last won a trophy. That is a club with a trophy. No, actually, sorry, no, because they did win the championship, didn't they? When they would drop. Yeah, sorry. My apologies, actually, guys. My bad. Yeah, they did actually win a trophy because they won the championship when they dropped down there, didn't they, with Benitez, if I remember correctly. So they've actually won. But what I meant was a trophy drought while they've been in the Premier League. To clarify any misunderstanding. Lionel is also saying meant with Derby with the 50-50 comment. Um, um, sorry, Lionel, you've thrown me off a bit there, mate. Was that was something we were talking about a while back? I'm sorry, it's gone out of my head. What you meaning by that, Lionel? My apologies, mate. If you want to just explain, I don't really want to start. So I'm trying to catch up with the comments, so I don't really want to go looking for previous comments to what you're meaning with regards to that. Meant with Derby with the 50-50 comment. Ah, right. I think I know what you mean when you said 50-50 early. Right, I'm with you. I get what you mean. Sorry, Lionel. Just had to think about that for a minute. I think I know what you mean now. But yeah, like I say, we'll see how it goes, mate. We'll see. But you've got confidence that they can go up this season, and um, stick with it. If you're confident with them, if you're confident about it, mate, stick with it. Stick with it to 100%. Totally understandable that fans of your own, being a fan of your own club, you're going to want and think the best for your team. So, yeah, absolutely, mate. Kieran Williams is saying, I think Man United got the Carabao in the bag. We will beat too strong for we club Newcastle. Ooh, that's a bold statement, that, Kieran. That's a bold statement, considering that Newcastle be really up for that one. It's been a long time since they've been in a semi-final, mate, and the Newcastle fans, are going to get behind their team with as many numbers as they can to want to get to a final. It's been a long time since Newcastle have been to a cup final, so I love the confidence, mate. Great to see the confidence, but yeah, I'd be a little bit careful of that, mate, because you might be regretting that if Newcastle fans will be reminding you of a comment like that if they see it, mate, because they've been so starved of any serious success for quite a few years, haven't they? So yeah, I'm sure be an interesting game, but yeah, I get what you're meaning, mate. But let's see how it goes. And to be fair, I think both Newcastle and United is a really good fixture in the semi-final. And the beauty of it is, in the semi-final of the League Cup, is there is you have the home and away game. For me, that is a much fairer way to have the competition. I'm not a big fan of this playing one game, and I think it's unfair for the team that plays away. So I'm not. It's not very popular with me. But some fans might not bother about it. That's fair enough. But from my point of view, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of the fact that there's only one game played in the cup competitions and no option for a replay. But yeah, in the semi-finals of the League Cup, there is always the two legs, isn't there? So I wouldn't count your chickens before they've hatched, so to speak, just yet, mate. With two games to play against Newcastle in the semi. Going to be a tough ask for either team, to be fair, to get the upper hand over the other, because both teams really got some good momentum going now. So it should make for a cracking game, though. Lionel is saying yes, guys, with Frank Lampard and how bad management career has taken a massive downfall in only like 3 or 4 years. Yeah, like I said, I think for me, he should have just stayed at Derby to get a bit more experience. I don't want to keep repeating myself because I mentioned it earlier, to be fair, but yeah, like I say, it was a bit of a bit of a bad mistake in my opinion. But let's hope it hasn't damaged his career permanently, and he's able to either turn things round at Everton or get another shot at another club where it might suit him better in the future. But yeah, like I say, I was shocked that he jumped. Well, I wasn't shocked. It's the glory hunting, in it. Unfortunately, a lot of managers want to be at the top level, but sometimes the younger managers need to remember that they need to gather that experience to be successful at the top level. It's not just about getting to the top level. It's about getting there and then being able to be successful, because the scrutiny that comes at managers in the Premier League is intense, in it, guys. So if you're just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button. Drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. We'll only be here for another 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, because I need to jump off. I've got to get preparing for tomorrow, and I've also got work in the morning as well. Lionel Thompson is saying it takes time with managers, need to stay with lower league for a few seasons. Then when the time feels right in the management, management move up to the big league. Yeah, like I say, mate, couldn't have said it better. I think it's just the world we live in today, isn't it? Everybody wants to be at the, at the top of the table, at the top, being where the basically where the glory is, in it. So, like I say, I find it, as I said earlier in the stream, I have no problem with managers aspiring and wanting to reach the top. No problem with it at all. I just wish younger managers would be encouraged, get encouragement from their own club, like Steven Gerrard. Why Liverpool, people at Liverpool didn't pull him to one side and tell him, don't rush to be in the Premier League. You've got years and years of ahead of you to be a manager yet. So plenty of time for you to be in the Premier League. Just go out and get that experience for now, so it puts you in a stronger position when you do get a job in the Premier League. But that wisdom doesn't seem to be being passed on, does it, these days? But yeah, thanks for that, Lionel. Appreciated, mate. Lionel also saying Newcastle v United would be a huge Carabao Cup final. It would, but they're going to play in the they're going to play each other in the semis, so it would be, but yeah, won't be happening. But I was going to say something else then, and now it's gone completely out my head. Sorry, guys, feeling a bit tired now. But yeah, like I say, I think that it's a good fixture anyway, full stop. But in the Carabao Cup, I do like the fact that they play their home and away leg in the semi-final. In Spain, they play it like that all the way through their cup competition. You play home and away; it's always two legs. I wish they'd do something similar, either with the League Cup or even better still, as I've said many times, because the League Cup seems to be very unappreciated in England. I've said it a number of times. I'd like to see the League Cup turned into the UK Cup and see Scottish clubs and Welsh and English and Northern Irish clubs all potentially play each other. That's what I would love to see. I think that would be great because I think it would resurrect the League Cup. And let's be honest, you wouldn't see you wouldn't see them teams mixing against each other other than Europe. So obviously, some of the Welsh clubs are involved in the English Football League, but there's still plenty of clubs in Wales that don't play in the English Football League. And as we know, all the Scottish clubs don't play at all against English opposition unless they draw them in Europe. So why could it, since the League Cup seems to be the least popular competition, why not reach model it and change it into the UK Cup? I think that'd be an absolutely cracking idea. But obviously, like I say, that would need the enthusiasm from the football clubs. And as long as we've got the Premier League, I think that one's always going to be a tough one to come together, because the Premier League clubs are not going to be mega enthusiastic about more potential games that might interfere in their European campaigns. But yeah, thanks for that, Lionel. Anthony Marzani, sorry, Manzano. Welcome to the show, mate. Always a pleasure to see a new face. Football fan, then. I just subscribed to the channel, but I'm wondering what are your thoughts on Chelsea getting Exio Filic from Atletico Madrid. Oh, to be honest, mate, thank you very much for coming, getting involved, and really appreciate you subscribing, mate. Thank you, much appreciated. Um, I think I don't think any one player or any particular player is going to make a big difference at Chelsea right now, because it seems to me that the problems at Chelsea right now seem to be more a battle of whether seem to be more a case of whether the players are buying into the manager's ideas. So we all know that Chelsea can play awesome. We've seen it. We know that they are a top quality team. We've all seen it. Um, but since Potter came in, it's kind of getting to the point now, even though he's only been in the job a couple of months, it is getting to the point where you're asking yourself the question, are these players in the dressing room buying into the manager's idea? So it is a good signing, no question. As we know, all the players that play for Atletico Madrid are all hard-working players. We've seen how they play in Champions League and the fact that they've had success playing that way, and in the Spanish league as well. So it is a good signing. Any player that you bring from Atletico Madrid is potentially going to be a hard-working player. So I think in that aspect, it is going to be good. But like I say, for me, the problems at Chelsea at the minute, I think, are more about whether the players are buying into the manager's ideas. And if you've got certain players with big egos or big, what's the word I'm looking? You know what I'm getting out of, big personalities that are not buying into his ideas, then he's always going to have a tough test, because the big personalities in the dressing room can influence the other players in the dressing room, and we've seen that before at Chelsea a number of times with previous managers. So yeah, like I say, mate, hopefully that answers your question. Yes, he's a good signing, but I'm not sure if any particular player coming to Chelsea right now is going to make that big difference. With the situation that's happening at Chelsea at the minute, because I'm asking the question: are the players buying into what the manager's ideas are? And that only a bit more time will give us a more clearer answer to that. So yeah, but like I say, Anthony, thank you very much for coming, getting involved. Really appreciate you subscribing, mate. Always a pleasure to see new fans coming, getting involved, and hopefully that answers your question in some way. If it's not answering it in the way that you was hoping, but hopefully it gives you some kind of answer. Stevie Allen, hello, Anthony, welcome. Thanks for the sub. Absolutely top man, Stevie. Stevie, the moderator in the background there, doing the magic to keep the chat positive for you guys. Thanks for that, Stevie. Lionel is saying phones about to die now, Gaz. So I'm gonna be off now, but been great watching the stream, and thank you for answering my questions. Always appreciated. No worries, Lionel. Massive shout out to you, mate. Really appreciated your great support today. It's been fantastic having you involved right from the start. I think you've been involved from today's live stream. So thank you very much for that, Lionel. Really appreciate your positivity, and thank you very much for making the conversation. Now, sometimes in streams, I can obviously answer more detailed answers for you guys, what stuff you're asking me, if the game is quiet or one-sided, as I'm sure you've seen in previous live match watch-alongs. But in some games, when it's active like we had tonight, with both teams really going at each other, then sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult to answer all of your questions. But thank you very much, Lionel, for your positivity and understanding, and your effort to come and get involved, mate. Really appreciated, and hopefully your team Derby get a really good result this weekend and you enjoy the football. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of your evening, mate. Have a pleasant evening, and and I'm sure I will speak to you again soon, whether it's on a live stream or on social media. But thank you very much for that, Lionel, and take care, mate. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stevie Allen, thanks for joining, Lionel. Absolutely nice one, Stevie. He's been really active tonight from Lionel in the chat, and has made a lot of conversation, which has been fantastic to see. Andy Walton, welcome to the show, mate. Appreciate you coming, getting involved. Macho out. Right, well, that's an interesting one. Like I say, I'm not. I'm presuming you're very frustrated with the result tonight with or the game or whatever. But Andy, like I said, if you could give me a bit more context to why you're thinking like that, it would be appreciated, mate. Because obviously, I don't want to start ranting about somebody being out when I'm not sure of the details of why you're thinking that. I can't watch every club's game, every game, because obviously we're trying to cover as many clubs as possible on the channel because we're not a club channel, we are a fan channel. But yeah, thank you very much, Andy, for coming, getting involved. And like I say, if you could, mate, please give me a bit more detail, if you could, why you're thinking that. It would be appreciated, and then maybe I could give you a response, like I say. But thank you very much for coming, getting involved at least. And like I say, please do feel free to drop a bit more detail in the chat if you could, and it'd be appreciated. Stephen Allen is saying, hello, Andy. Take it you're a Leeds fan. Is there someone you would want to replace him? Yeah, obviously, like I say, it's understandable. I thought Leeds played well tonight. I just thought there was just poor in front of goal when they got the opportunity. Plenty of possession, plenty of attacking intent. But for me, I thought they just didn't quite have that cutting edge up front in front of goal. And maybe, like I say, there was definitely a togetherness about Aston Villa. We saw that at the start of the game tonight with a huddle. So I could totally understand that Leeds fans might be frustrated, but you should still be proud because I think Leeds gave a good account of themselves tonight. Might not have been exactly the performance that Leeds wanted to see or the result that Leeds want. Leeds fans obviously not going to be content with a defeat, but like I say, you guys get your players definitely came and tried to get something out of this game, and I think when players do that, I think that's the least that we can ask from them. But yeah, like I said, thanks for that, Stevie and Andy. Be great, mate, if you could give me a little bit more information why you're thinking that. Obviously, I don't want to judge him off one game. But if you're a Leeds fan, I'm presuming you have a bit more of a perspective on it. Derry Raman, apologies, mate, if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. But thank you very much for coming, getting involved. Really great to see you in the chat, and always a pleasure to see new fans come and get involved. You saying go over 12? Well, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not understanding that, Derek. If you could give a bit more details to what you mean over that, I would be appreciated. Like I say, guys, I always want you guys to come and feel welcome to get involved in the chat. Want you to feel part of Fandom, and that is why I always make the real positive effort to try and answer as many of your comments and reply to as many of your comments in the chat as possible. But sometimes it's a little bit difficult when you just put really short messages like that to understand what you guys are getting at. Obviously, please understand that I watch a lot of football through the week. So if you don't always give me enough details about what it is that you wanting me to react to, what it is that's frustrating you, whether it's good or bad or whatever it is you want to react to in the chat, it makes it a little bit difficult if you don't give me a bit more information. So, Derry, thank you very much for coming, getting involved. Really appreciate it, mate. But I'm not sure exactly what you're meaning with that comment. So if you want me to respond, I would appreciate if you could just drop in a little bit more information in the chat. Thank you, mate. Dylan, welcome to the show, mate. Always a pleasure. Dylan, come and get involved. PFC _DY4, big Pompey fan and a massive part of the Fandom project. Dylan is saying, hi, mate. Sorry I couldn't hop in earlier. Hope you are doing well. No problem, Dylan. Like I say, no need to apologize. I totally understand that you guys have not always available when I'm streaming, and sometimes you have your own stuff going on, which is totally understandable. But thank you very much, Dylan, for coming, getting involved, mate. Always a pleasure to have you on the show in the chat. So thanks for that, mate. Hopefully everything okay with you. And are you looking forward to the big one tomorrow? Big game between Bolton and Portsmouth tomorrow in the league. And I believe you guys are bringing up about 1,000 fans, aren't you? Which is good attendance for the travelling distance, considering the travelling distance. Anthony Marzamo is saying, Gaz, I'm watching you from America, Las Vegas, Nevada. Massive respect to you there, mate. Thank you very much for coming and getting involved. We actually have one other fan that does come and get involved, Pompey World. I'm not sure if you know him. Pompey World is also over that way. I'm not sure if he's actually Las Vegas or California. I think he might be more California, but he's over that part of America. But massive respect to you, mate, for coming and getting involved. And it's fantastic to know that we are reaching out to fans right across the world, because that is what we want. We want, no matter where you are in the world, guys, if you love football, doesn't matter what club you support, if you love football, and particularly UK clubs, then this is the channel for you. We're not a club channel, we're a fan channel, and we want you guys to feel a part of what we're trying to build. So thank you very much, Anthony, and massive shout out to you over there in the US. Really appreciate you coming, getting involved, and hopefully you are well, mate, and enjoying the warm weather that you're getting over there, because at the minute we're over here in the UK, we're deep in the middle of winter, although spring is starting to show signs of being on the way, but still another month or two to go before we really start to feel the relief of winter. But thank you very much, Anthony, and always a pleasure to have you guys involved, no matter where you are in the world. Anthony Manzamo, apologies if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, mate. Gaz, I watch Premier League soccer every once in a while. Can you explain the difference between the regular Premier League, in the Champions League in England? Right. Well, the regular Premier League is the number one league in England. The Champions League is Europe. That is basically that involves English clubs, Scottish clubs, clubs right across Europe. And basically, the way English clubs get into the Champions League is they have to qualify by finishing in the top four. So the four teams that finish in the top four of the Premier League, they qualify for the Champions League for the following season. Right. So I think, he's just said that he's meaning the FA Cup. So we'll get to that in a second. Guys, if you've just joining us, or if you're still with us, please do feel free to drop your comments in. I'm only going to be on for another 5 minutes, guys, because unfortunately, I would love to stay and talk longer, but I have got work early in the morning. And also, we'll be streaming tomorrow at some point as well for another game. So if you, like I say, if you have got any comments you wish to say, please drop them in now, because I will have to jump off in about 5 minutes to be able to get to sleep early enough to get up for work tomorrow. But thank you very much for that, Anthony. And like I say, hopefully that clears up that a little bit for you. But I think you mean the FA Cup, don't you? I've just seen a comment from you further down. Lionel Thompson is saying, I'm back again now, guys. I've given you a shout out on Instagram. Oh, thank you, mate. As you know, I will certainly give you a shout out right back when I go on later on. So I appreciate that, Lionel. Thank you very much. And yeah, what I presume you've maybe you've got another phone or something. Because didn't you say your phone was nearly dying or something? Or maybe you've changed rooms and you're talking to us while your phone's charging. But thank you very much for that, Lionel. Appreciated, mate. And like I say, I will shout you out back when I go on social media later. Frankie X, thank you. Welcome to the show, mate. Great, always great to see new people. Frankie is saying, Get Poznan. Obviously, some of the Leeds fans not happy with the performance tonight. I'm shocked though, guys, because I know you didn't get the win. I know you didn't get the win, but I thought your players gave a really good account of themselves tonight. That first half, once that first goal went in, you guys had you had you had Villa boxed in their own half. They were struggling to get out of their own half. Just all that was missing for Leeds tonight was putting the ball in the back of the net. That was it. Everything else was brilliant from Leeds tonight. I thought you'd give a go. Hungry players showing hunger, wanting to get on the ball, wanting to play, wanting to get forward, crunching into tackles as well, because there was a few really tasty tackles, guys. So I'm really quite surprised. I understand that Leeds fans be frustrating, but I think you guys keep playing like I saw tonight. I think you guys are staying up. I really do. It's just a case of learning the players getting that experience to realise that some of the players in your team are not experienced enough in the Premier League, and they've got to learn that in the Premier League, sometimes it's not about just playing fancy football or having possession. Sometimes it's just about doing it the ugly way and grinding out results until you become a more established team. But for me, I was very impressed with Leeds tonight. You just unlucky in front of goal. And to be fair to Aston Villa as well, they put in some really tenacious defending, to be fair, to close the spaces. You potentially could have won that game 3-2, 4-2, but the defending from Villa, the last gasp defending a couple of times in that game, meant that they managed to keep you out. But for me, like I said, I was overall the effort from the players I was impressed with from the Leeds players. It just very unlucky in front of goal. And I think that was the difference between the two sides tonight, mate. But thank you, Frankie X, for coming, getting involved, and really appreciate it. Always great to see new faces in the chat. And like I say, welcome to Fandom, mate. Dylan, PFC _DY Voice. Dylan saying, apologies, I wasn't here long, mate. Have to hop off now. Hope you have a great weekend. Take care. No worries, Dylan. I won't be on too long anyway myself, mate, because like I said, unfortunately, I would love to stay and talk more with you guys, but I have got to get off and get some rest for work in the morning so that I'm not too tired to stream after I finish work tomorrow, because I want to get back on the channel tomorrow and do another live stream, because there's plenty of football to cover this weekend. But thank you very much, Dylan. Always a pleasure. And please do hit that like button before you go. It would be really appreciated, mate. Mark Smith is saying MUFC. Okay. Mark Smith, welcome to the show. Always a pleasure, mate, and really appreciate you dropping in. We've got a few new faces showing up tonight, which is really, really nice to see. Mark is saying MUFC. Okay. So I'm taking you a Man United fan, mate. Are you a Manchester United fan? But yeah, thank you very much for that, Mark. Like I say, appreciate it. And Mark also saying goodbye to Dylan. Top man. Really appreciate that, Mark. We're trying to create a positive fan community for you guys to enjoy being a part of, and that is really nice to see that you come in and straight away being positive and friendly with the other Fanden members of the Fanden community. So thanks for that, Mark. Really appreciated and very nice of you, mate. Top man. Anthony Manzil. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. Manzano. Am I pronouncing that correctly, mate? Apologies if I'm not. Gaz, if the players are not buying into Graham Potter's ideas at Chelsea, who do you think the board at Chelsea is going to replace him with at the end of the season if they don't make it? To be honest, I was really disappointed that they switched managers, because I thought the previous manager was doing a fantastic job. But yeah, that's a great question, that, actually, Anthony. That is a really good question, that, mate. I'd have to have a think on that one. I'm just trying to think. it's not necessarily what managers are available, is it? Because Chelsea are a club that can pretty much go out and buy any manager they want. I've heard the manager, the Celtic manager's been linked with a couple of Premier League jobs, so I'm not sure if he's been linked with Chelsea directly, but maybe he's a shout. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Um, oh, what's he called now? To be honest, I'm surprised he's not turned up in the Premier League yet. What's he called now? Forget his name now. Oh, the Atletico Madrid manager. What's his name now? Oh, I can't think of it. It's just not coming. I can picture it. It's on tip of my tongue, but I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head. But maybe he would be a good fit for Chelsea, because it'd certainly bring a challenge to Pep Guardiola. Because with the City challenge, because Guardiola, when he was in Spain, didn't particularly like coming up against him. Oh, it's doing my head in now. What's his name? The Atletico Madrid manager. What's he called now? I can't remember his name. Oh, that's going to do me head in now. But yeah, maybe he could be a good manager. A good manager. Or what about? I'm not a manager I've heard mentioned with club football. But he's could be potentially a good fit. Jurgen Low, is that his name? I'm pronouncing the former. Well, is he still managing Germany? I'm not sure actually. But he was managing Germany, the German manager. I forget his first name, but he's called Low, in it. Low. I can never pronounce his first name, but you know who I mean. He was manager of the German national team. Maybe he could be a good shout for Chelsea. But like I said, Anthony, I'll have a think on that one, mate, over the next day or two, and maybe give you a better answer when I thought about what potential. Because you put me on the spot a bit there, mate. But nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to think of what managers are potentially available that Chelsea's new owners might be looking at. So yeah. But thanks for that, Anthony. And like I say, I'll try and have a think of that over the weekend. But let's hope they stick with Potter, to be honest. Let's hope they give him a little bit longer, because, he's got so much to learn at that level. He's not used to that level, and he's not used to managing a dressing room full of players with egos and their own strong personalities. He's not used to that, and that's good. That takes any manager a bit of time to get used to. But thank you very much for that, Anthony. Anthony's also saying, Gaz, if you can't pronounce my last name, just call me Anthony or Tony. Okay, mate. Thank you very much for that. Like I say, as I get to know you, I will probably just call you Anthony most of the time anyway. But when you guys obviously first come in to any live stream, I always try to mention the full name of your account so that other fans may go and follow you on social media or on YouTube or whatever. Because, like I say, we are also we're building a YouTube channel, but we're also it's a bit more ambitious than that. We want to create a real fan community around the project and help you guys meet other fans and become footy mates. Just because we might all support different clubs, but we all love the same sport. So you can have the rivalries. That's fantastic. We all love the rivalries. But like I say, I always try, where possible, to give you guys the shout out of your full account name so that other fans involved in the fandom community can hear your name and see your name, and hopefully possibly follow you on social media and stuff like that. But thank you very much for that, Anthony. Very nice of you to clarify that, mate. Thank you. Anthony was meaning the FA Cup. Right, the FA Cup. Right. So obviously the FA Cup is just a cup competition, so it's like a knockout competition, and the players, the teams go into it at different stages. So first, the start of the season, it actually starts at the start of the season, but you guys don't probably hear about it because the media don't start really talking about it until the league clubs come into it. So at the start of the season, they start the FA Cup with all the lower league clubs, and what I mean by lower league clubs, I mean the clubs playing in non-league. So all the clubs in non-league, where there's about 10 leagues, guys, 5 and 10 leagues in non-league. So all them clubs play each other in the FA Cup until it gets further into the season. And then as they start to get knocked out, then that's when the FA introduce League Two clubs, League One clubs, and then finally you get the Premier League clubs being added to it as in I think it's round 2 or round 3 or something like that. And then after that, it's just constantly a knockout competition. So you got to keep winning whoever you get drawn against. And every year, every round there's a draw. So when, like for example, we've just had the FA Cup weekend recently. At the end of that weekend, normally you'll see the FA Cup draw on whatever is one of the last games to be played of that round, and they'll do a draw live on the TV to draw the next round of the teams that have won, and that's how it works. So the actual FA Cup and League Cup, the FA Cup and the League football is completely separate to each other. It's just the FA Cup is done as a knockout competition, and the FA add the teams to it as it progresses. They start with the teams right at the bottom in non-league, and then as some of them teams get knocked out, then they add more teams, and then as some of them teams get knocked out, then they start to add the League One and League Two teams, and it carries on like that, and until eventually you get to the Premier League teams being added into it about round 3 or something like that, and then after that it's just basically keep playing until there is only one team left. That's how it works, mate. So hopefully that explains that to you, and massive shout out to Anthony over there in the US, and thank you very much for that. For hopefully that gives you a better understanding of the FA Cup, mate. Like I said, the football league, the leagues, obviously, I'm sure you're very well aware of how the Premier League works. So yeah, that's the cup competition is completely different to the Premier League. It's a knockout. So hopefully that explains it better for you, mate. And thank you very much for that, Anthony. Also saying, I am a Chelsea fan, so I'm wondering for me as a Chelsea fan, I'm looking at Diego. That's the play. Yes, nice one, mate. That's who I was trying to think of, Diego Simeone before. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I'm really bad with names. I'm not great at remembering names. I admit it. I've got plenty of football knowledge, but I'm not always the great at remembering names. But yeah, that's who I was trying to think of, Simeone, before. Simeone, yes, mate. You've got a good chance of getting him, no problem. Carlo Ancelotti, not very unlikely because he's at Real Madrid and Chelsea. Chelsea, any club is going to struggle to get a manager to steal the manager from Real Madrid because of it's seen as one of the biggest clubs, one of the biggest jobs in world football to manage for Real Madrid. So it's a good shout, mate. I totally understand why you would want him. But I don't think you get Carlo Ancelotti to leave Real Madrid. Simeone is a good shout, though. Jurgen Klopp, not a chance that would happen, mate. Absolutely not a chance, because simply because it's rival clubs. Chelsea and Liverpool play in the same league. They're both rival clubs. So the only way Chelsea could get Jurgen Klopp is if he actually left the club first. They wouldn't get him off Liverpool. That wouldn't work. The big clubs at the top that compete against each other, the likes of Man City, Man United, Liverpool, and Chelsea, they don't. It's not very. You very rarely would see them. It's very unlikely that you would see them try and get each other's managers. Once they leave the club, then that's a different story. But while they're actually at each other's club, that you don't really see those managers switch. Each club going after each other's managers. You just don't see it. Sometimes it's even rare to see them actually doing transfer business for players together. Never mind managers, mate. But yeah, I can understand why you would want Klopp. It's a good shout, but no, you wouldn't. Chelsea wouldn't go for him because they know that Klopp that Liverpool would just laugh in their face. So yeah, but yeah, Anthony, absolutely, mate. Simeone. Stevie's saying Simeone. That is a good shout. I think that's the best one, Anthony, that you could get for me. Simeone, or like I said, the previous German man. I think is he still managed? No, is it Jurgen Low? I can never remember his name properly. I think it's Jurgen Low, the German, or he was the manager of the German national team. He might be a good shout. But yep, Stevie, Simeone, absolutely. Good shout. Right, I'm going to try and rattle through these last few comments now, guys, because I really, really need to jump off and go and get ready. I've not even had no food tonight yet either. Sly is welcome to the show, mate. Always great to see a new fan come and get involved. Thank you very much. Sly is saying marching on together. I think that's meant to say marching on together. Well, thank you very much for that, Sly. What club is it you support, mate? Are you a Villa fan? Are you referring to another club? If you could let me know. But thank you very much. Always good to see another face in the chat. And welcome to Fanden, Sly. Appreciate that, mate. Anthony is saying, so the FA Cup is similar to the World Cup without the group stage. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. It's the same as the World Cup without the group stages, mate. There used to be a replay system if you got a draw, but I think it's about 3-4 years ago, the FA scrapped it, so they did away with it, and that wasn't very popular, but they did it away with it to suit the clubs competing in Europe. So yeah, sorry, Anthony, that's exactly the best way I could describe it. It's exactly like the World Cup, but without the group stage. So yeah, thanks for that, Anthony, and hopefully that kind of clears it up for you and gives you a better understanding of the cup. And if you don't live in the UK, it's totally understandable that you might not understand the format of some of the competitions. We do have a group stage competition that is similar to the format of the World Cup, but if you're a Premier League fan, you won't really have heard of it if you're outside the UK. It's called the EFL Trophy. That's only involving clubs that are below the Premier League, but it does involve the Premier League clubs, but not the first team. It involves the under 21s teams of Premier League. But there is a group stage in that competition. But like I say, it's not very popular outside of the UK. So yeah. Ibrahim, Ibrahim, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, mate. Hello, guys. I think that's meant to say. Hello, Ibrahim. Welcome to Fanden. Real pleasure to have you come and getting involved, mate. Thank you very much. And yeah, hello to you as well, mate. Great to see you. And thank you very much for coming getting involved. Really appreciate it. Sly is saying FA Cup is the equivalent to the US Open Cup in the States, except the US Open Cup is class. Is that meant to be, or glass? But yeah, I didn't realize actually. Yeah, thanks for that, Sly. I'll have to look at that, mate, because I don't know much about the US Open Cup. But yeah, the FA Cup is exactly as Anthony just described it. It's a knockout competition, just like the World Cup without the group stages. So that's probably the best way for you to understand it if you're from outside the UK. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Sly. Appreciate you trying to give an American comparison, because I couldn't do that, mate. I was actually watching some, just out of curiosity last night, I was just watching some ice hockey, trying to understand why. Obviously, ice hockey I know is very popular in the US. So I was actually looking at watching a little bit of it last night, and it's so intense, isn't it, guys? It's so intense to keep up with it. I'm sure you guys that American know that as well. But it's so I couldn't believe how quick it's played. It's really hard to keep up with it, with where the puck's at in it, because it's played so fast. But yeah, sorry, I know that's going off topic a little bit, but I just thought I'd share that with you guys that are from the US, American fans. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Sly. Appreciate you giving an American what's the word I'm looking for now? Comparison. That's it. Sorry, mate. But thank you very much for that, Sly. Really appreciate it. Sly, so Leeds fan. Right. So you're Leeds fan. Welcome. Always a pleasure to have fans of all clubs involved. But yeah, absolutely. Leeds is a fantastic club, a club that I do like a lot. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Sly. And I'm presuming what did marching on together. Yeah, like I said, Matt, I think you guys gave a decent account of yourself tonight. Just unlucky in front of goal. And let's be honest, with respect to Aston Villa, they were determined to try and keep you out tonight. You could see that. So it was always going to be a tough ask for Leeds to do a job on Aston Villa tonight, because both teams gave a really good account of themselves. Really active game, really end to end, and Leeds just a little bit unlucky, just not being able to find the back of the net a bit more, because it could have, if Aston Villa hadn't been so shown such enthusiasm for their defending, which they don't always do. Let's be fair, they don't always do. But if Aston Villa hadn't shown such enthusiasm to defend in numbers like they did, then it could have ended up 3 or 4 to Leeds. But like I say, unfortunately, sometimes it's not to be. And I think, but I've got to say, I did think Leeds players definitely tried tonight. Anthony Marzini, Anthony saying, Yuckham Low. Yeah, that's it, mate. Sorry. Like I said, I couldn't remember how to pronounce his first name, so I was struggling. But thank you very much for that, Anthony. But yeah, he could be a really good fit for. He could be a really good fit for Chelsea. To be honest, I'm not sure what his history, but he's done fantastic with the German national team. So I don't know how we get on with club football. I'm not sure what his experience is with that, but he's a highly rated manager, so maybe he would be a good shout. But in fairness, let's hope that Potter can turn it around and start getting the best out of those players in the next few games. And you never know, we might be having a different conversation in a few weeks if he can do that. But obviously, he's very much a manager under pressure. Anthony Manzano is saying trash. What is that referring to Joachim Low, or to the comparison to something to the States Cup? I'm not sure, mate. If you could just clarify. We're getting messages, guys. Really, I'm going to have to jump off in a minute, guys, because I've literally come in from work tonight, jumped straight on a live stream. I've had nothing to eat, and I've got to get to bed early to get up for work in the morning as well. So I really would love to stay answering all your comments, guys, but I'm really going to have to jump off in a minute. Anthony is saying, do you wish that the relegation had more strict rules? In what way do you mean, mate? I'm not sure what do you mean by relegation had more strict rules. I'm not sure what exactly contest you mean in that, mate. But I think the relegation in the UK works quite well. For me, Anthony's saying, for me, I feel that relegation is fairly harsh in England. I understand if the team refuses to compete and spend money to get relegated. Well, that's a fair comment, Anthony. Yeah, that's a fair comment, mate. I don't think it's a case of teams refuse to compete. I think that it's just so competitive in the Premier League that that sometimes teams, no matter how much they try and compete, they just can't do enough to stay up. And it's not relegation is not just restricted to the Premier League either, mate. If you go down to the Championship, there's promotion in Premier League in the Championship. There's 24 teams in the Championship. And 3 of those teams every season get relegated. And then you've got League One, that's the same. 3 get promoted, 3 get relegated. And the same in League Two. If anything, they're probably the harshest league to get relegated from is League Two, because if you get relegated from League Two, you drop into what's called non-league football. And there's next to no money in that, mate. So, yeah, like I say, it might seem a little bit harsh to get relegated, but it's that's how the league was formed over 100 years ago. It's been there for a long time. It might seem a bit harsh to you guys in America, because obviously American soccer doesn't have that relegation in the same way. So you guys obviously might look at it, and that's understandable that you might look at it as a little bit harsh. But yeah, like I say, mate, it's been there for over 100 years. As long as the football leagues existed, it's been there. It's just part of the competition, mate. Unfortunately, and I think all clubs uh, know it, accept it, and yeah, I totally agree with you. Sometimes some of the teams that put in absolutely everything and fight like crazy to try and stay up, and sometimes it's just not enough. It doesn't matter how much they kick and scream, how much they put the effort in. Sometimes it's just not enough because especially in the Premier League, it is just so competitive and very ruthless. So if you're not quite at 100% or you have one or two bad games, it can really cost you. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Anthony. And like I said, really, really appreciate your thoughts on that, mate. Um, it's interesting to hear Americans' perspective actually on the relegation zone because it must be a little bit unusual to you guys with the fact that. You don't always that you don't guys don't see that same relegation thing in the US soccer league. Anthony's also saying because for me, I feel that the team to her trying to compete, but can't afford the top of the players to come over to their teams. It's unfair for them to get relegated. It is, mate. But unfortunately, um, the popularity of the Premier League and the big clubs like Man United, Chelsea, they have got such big fan bases around the world that it means that they generate more income so that they are able to buy the top players and stay near the top of the league. And a club like a smaller club, or not a smaller club, but a club that's struggling and that's not a kind of considered in that same scale, maybe a club like Burnley, something like that. They just don't have that finance to tap into. So they will come up in the Premier League and they will make a hard working team because they can't afford all them high profile players that will demand massive wages. So a team like Burnley or Norwich or Wolverhampton will come up and they will try and build a team that will fight and scrap and just work hard. And that is where it's been for quite a number of years as the more and more money is pumped into the Premier League. And if anybody's to blame for that, mate, it's kind of the big TV companies that keep pumping more and more money into it for the rights to have the television. So, yeah. But, yeah, excellent point, Anthony, and thank you very much for that. Appreciate you letting us know. It's nice to have a perspective. I'd like to talk to you some more about that, about your thoughts on that on a future stream, mate. If you become a regular member of the Fandom community, it would be definitely really enjoyable to debate that with you some more, mate. But like I say, guys, unfortunately, it's been a really active stream tonight, and I've really appreciated all the involvement from you guys. We've had some new fans come and get involved, and it's made for an interesting chat. So big shout out to all you guys that are new to the channel. Really appreciate it. If you come and got involved tonight, thank you very much. Hopefully you like what the Fandom project is about. We've got a lot of work to do yet. Bear in mind, we're still quite a new YouTube channel, so a lot of work to do yet to get us where we fill the ambitions that we want to achieve. But like I say, it's been a very good and a good show tonight. Really enjoyable. And thank you very much to all the new fans that have come and got involved. And a massive shout out to all you guys that come and get involved regular. There's quite a few of you guys shown up tonight that are regular members of the Fandom community. So I don't want to start shouting everybody out individually because there's been just too many of you tonight. Not too many. There's never too many of you, but you know what I mean. There's been a lot of you guys that have come and got involved, that are regular Fandom and members of the Fandom community. So thank you very much to everybody who's got involved in the chat, and also thank you to any of you guys that have been watching in the background quietly. Really appreciate it. And I would love to send you guys all my best wishes, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And hopefully I will see you either tomorrow or on future streams. But that's it from me for tonight, guys. Apologies, I have to jump off now, but unfortunately I have to work tomorrow, so need to end the stream now. But massive respect to all of you guys, and thank you very much for all your positivity in the chat. It's been a really enjoyable stream, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Take care, look after yourself, stay safe out there, and Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.